coming to you live from wherever. It's the Ticket Booth Podcast. Now please welcome your host, Ryan Bevington. And now please welcome your guests for today, Jack, Mark, and our special guest, Alex Leyba.
Hello, everyone! Welcome to...
Did his mic cut out for anybody else?
Yeah, it cut out. I could not go where to say it.
I said the intro. Come on, just introduce yourself, okay?
It's me, Jack. I'm the foreign Australian with the Paw Patrol recorder.
Yes.
Blessed.
I'm Krimes / Mark. I'm a Mexican, and I'm proud. Yeah, boy.
Yeah. We got a special person on here. Who we got?
We got Alex Leyba from YouTube channel entitled Alex Leyba. Very original name, I know. I know what you were just thinking. Yeah, I have Blu-rays and make pizza. That's all there is to my life.
Yes.
That's all
Mood
life
24/7.
And yeah,
So,
I'm glad to be here.
So,
Hey.
before we get into our topic, I just want to ask you,
Welcome.
Alex, how are you doing?
I'm okay.
Good to hear.
Yeah, how have you been doing?
I've been doing good. You know,
That's awesome.
we got quite a bit to talk about, but the biggest thing, of course, is fuck it, Incredibles 2.
You know it's crazy, right? To help my family, I gotta leave it. To fix the law, I gotta break it.
You've got to, so our kids can have that choice.
Thank you, young man.
Combustion imminent? What does that mean? Ah!
It means fire, Robert.
The Screen Slayer interrupts this program for an important announcement.
Suit up. It might get weird.
I'll be there ASAP.
Where you going ASAP? You better be back ASAP.
Yeah.
Who wants to go first?
I don't want to go first. I'm gonna go last.
I'll go first. So,
Go
this
ahead.
movie needs no introduction. Everyone knows that it's been a long time coming, of course.
It took 14
And
years to make.
Yeah,
Boyhood.
took 14.
Yes.
So, fuck off, Boyhood.
Yeah,
Got him. But, I mean, not necessarily disrespecting Pixar sequels, but I mean, of course, the one that everyone would want is an incredible sequel. We finally have it, and I can't believe it's already out.
Actually, I'm sorry. Us Cars 3 fans are very
You rated 2.5. I don't want to hear shit, boy. The fact that we've been building up for 14 years and it can just live up to the hype so much is just, honestly, well, dare I say it, incredible. I'll be here all week. But
It's not just me who's hearing those crickets, right?
oh shit! But yeah,
Don't worry. Randy did not
I
like
did
it.
have some problems with Incredibles 2, which I'll get to in a minute. But overall, it's everything I want in a sequel without catering to nostalgia or just being like,
Remember the Incredibles? Remember this? Remember that? Oh, I remember it.
it just does everything I want a sequel to do and even more. That's all I can really ask for.
Okay.
Can I put something in real quick? Was it just me who found it a bit odd? Like, before the movie started, there was the opening where it was like, this took 14 years to make. Did y'all
Yeah,
have
I
that?
got that too. Yeah,
I
yeah.
love
Like-
that.
And it was like, just, well, here you go. Without further ado, Incredibles 2. And it just plays the short film instead of the movie.
That is so funny because I saw that.
Yeah.
I thought that was great because they were being like really self-aware about it, and I thought that was great. And then the short started playing, and I saw the movie with my friend Megan. I whispered to her, I'm like, okay, I've waited 14 years. I can wait 5 more minutes. You know, it was really
Yeah.
hard.
I thought the short was really
It was kind of strange.
Yeah, the short
I thought-
was strange.
I didn't like it, to be. I didn't like the show.
It was
I didn't
cute.
like the
It's just
show.
that, I mean,
to
it
be honest.
wasn't 100. I mean,
I thought that the designs for
Oh,
the
I could-
characters were
I could
awful.
see that.
Because you're
Like,
racist.
the only thing I
You're
legitimately
racist.
loved.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know. Hashtag boycott.
Yeah.
Um,
Aw.
basically, I thought the designs were awful. Like the thing is, everything except for like the character designs in that short I thought were really just like it was fine, but I don't know, the designs in the short was awful. But the only thing I legitimately really liked about it was the one twist with that short, which I won't get into.
it's 8 minutes long.
But I'll be honest, I
Eight
didn't.
minutes?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
It's legitimately fun. Okay, you know what? Who cares? It's a short. It goes for 5. Who cares? When she eats like the little baby doll thing, I actually legitimately found that funny.
It is funny.
But other than that, it's like.
Can I just say something real quick?
Yeah.
I guess the character designs in that
What?
short were awful because I thought that was a guy, and I just looked it up and said a Chinese mom, and I just realized that was supposed to be a woman.
Oh my god.
Oh, never mind. Then the character designs were shit because I couldn't even tell the gender of the characters.
That's when you know that they're bad.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it was cute at least.
I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. I liked the twist. It added some substance to the whole thing because it feels
another layer to it.
Yeah.
Another layer.
It's really hard to judge short films because like they're like usually obviously really short, so I mean it's really hard to like judge it like you would a whole movie.
Anyway, Incredibles 2.
Let's go next.
Go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, pun intended. I thought the movie was incredible. I didn't think it was quite as good as the first film, but I did think that it came pretty damn close. I thought it, like you said, it was pretty much everything that I could have wanted from this movie. And like I couldn't really think of anything else that like oh, why didn't they do this or that? You know, I couldn't really think of anything. Like I really thought about it, and like it was pretty much like it was unpredictable for the most part. The plot went in directions that I wasn't expecting, except like something that I expected toward the end. But like overall, I was really satisfied with it. Like the plot was really interesting and it was really funny too. And yeah, it was fantastic.
Mm-hmm. I mean, for me, I found it just kind of a nice break from a lot of the superhero films we've gone recently. I just found it just extremely enjoyable. Like, is it? I don't think I didn't love it. I wouldn't put it nearly on the same level as the first. I don't think many people will, but what it is, I found it just to be a really just enjoyable ride. And for one, they actually made a memorable, a half decent, memorable Pixar sequel, and that's something we haven't gotten since I think Toy Story 3.
I'd agree with
in all
that.
honesty, because other than that, we've had Cars 2, which, whatever, Monsters University, which I don't mind. I'll be honest, I don't
prefer
mind
Monsters University.
Okay.
I enjoyed Finding Dory.
And
What
was it? Okay, it was fine. I
can see someone
mind
liking it at least.
But for what it was, yeah. No. I for emphasis, I don't dislike Finding Dory. I just didn't think it really did that much for me. But anyway, it was fine. Anyway, for what it was, Incredibles 2, enjoyable. I love to see my boy Frozone.
I love Frozone.
I love Frozone. By the way, I don't know if this was intentional or not, but were any of you getting like the scene like where Mr. and Mrs. Incredible like at the motel, and then you see like Samuel L. Jackson's Lucius character come from the smoke? Did any of you were hoping for him to be like, "I'm here to talk to you about the"?
Oh, that would have been hilarious.
Yes.
I actually didn't.
That would have been great. Nah.
Neither did I.
That would be pretty funny. He comes up with an eye patch. I'm here to talk to you about the Incredibles initiative.
Yeah.
I mean,
we're creating a group.
It's kind of been a long, obviously 14 years, like the state of comic book films has changed drastically, ever since that first film, there was only Spider-Man and X-Men back then. And then now, there's, obviously the Marvel Cinematic Universe and stuff. And I kind of figured that they would be a little bit more self-aware about it. But they weren't, they didn't throw any sort of references or anything.
It's a continuation. That's exactly what it is. It just goes off from where the first one ended,
which is what I like sequels doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, was one thing I wish that I felt was kind of missing from this film. I really loved that the original, it was kind of like an homage to like the the old superhero 50s serial kind of shorts. And for here, I didn't really see much of that. This just felt more of like a straight up, cartoon superhero film. And for what it is, it's decent as that, but there's not much, I guess, like massive substance behind it. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Outside of like the the original basic characters that we've already grown to love and stuff, what did you think about the new characters or the characters that like we didn't really get to see?
You mean like just the new characters, or just like any characters that we didn't get to see in the original necessarily?
Yeah, or like characters that didn't have that much
like
of an impact,
like the Underminer
in the first film. Yeah, sure. I was also gonna say, what did you think about like that whole sub character thing that they did with the character of Tony?
Well, I like where they went with it.
I like
at
that.
least. Yeah, how they like erased his. Should we spoil it? I mean, this probably won't get up on YouTube until like everyone has seen the movie. So, do you think we should spoil?
Yeah, we could just spoil it.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
Everyone's gonna have seen the movie by the time this gets up on YouTube. So.
Exactly.
My
auditorium was packed. Oh, can I note this real quick?
Sure.
Today, I actually saw it. Yesterday, we tried watching it. It was like in a packed auditorium full of children. And there was a daycare there because they were having like a movie night out. And the children were horrible. They were just screaming and running and yelling. And we got a refund. And we went back today. And there were some children still screaming and running. It wasn't as bad, though.
My audience was annoying, but also kind of tolerable, if that makes any sense. Okay, so basically, I'm sure it's common sense that, if you go into a theater full of children, then it's probably going to experience fatal dread, because chances are they won't know when to shut the fuck up. They'll be crying and stuff. But I mean, the most I was annoyed by them is one scene where I think there was a kid in the back who was actually, like, imitating the noises that Jack was making.
Oh.
Like, Jack and Raccoon scene. Like, every time, like, Jack made a noise, I just heard some kid in the back, like, make the exact same noise. I couldn't even tell what it just, like, repeated that noise in, like, the actual movie, or if it was just a kid being dumb.
I guess my Australian theaters are more respectful, because let me tell you something. My theater, obviously outside of, the moments where you're supposed to laugh, it was actually pretty respectful. Thinking back on it, here's what I find funny. There was this whole family of, I think these kids who went as, like, a birthday party, they were, like, pretty much silent throughout the whole film. The theater was actually really respectful. But here's what I find is interesting. When I went to go see Hereditary a week earlier, filled with, like, mostly adults, the audience was, like, laughing at really strange points. So, yes, the adults that went to go see Hereditary were more respectful than the kids that went to go see a Pixar film. Let that just sink in.
They're adults, so of course they're going to be more respectful.
Hereditary is pretty funny.
Yeah, well, we'll get to Hereditary.
Yeah, but this was like,
yeah, my theater experience was actually somewhat tolerable, surprisingly, which was definitely surprising. In fact, the kids who were there when I went to see Thor Ragnarok, before the movie started, when the trailers were going on, there were these kids behind me who would not shut up, and they were kicking my seat. And I was worried that they would do that throughout the entire movie, and when the movie started, they just, like, stayed quiet and still, and I was, like, shocked. Yeah, and also about Incredibles 2, I did have some problems with it. For one thing, well, spoiler alert, I am kind of sick of these twist surprise villains that Disney is always pulling. Like, where it's just, like, a character who you see throughout the movie, and then in, like, the last, like, 20 minutes, like, the last, like, 30 minutes, oh, shit, they're the bad guy. Which, they do that here, but actually, I like this one a lot more than a lot of other ones that Disney's been doing. But it's just that, at the same time, every time I go see, like, a new Disney or Pixar animated movie, I'm always expecting that to happen. And I can't name the last Disney or Pixar movie where that, like, has not happened.
Oh, Moana. It didn't happen in Moana.
Oh, never mind.
Surprising.
Yeah, surprising, I guess.
Well, no, the main villain.
Yeah,
the diamond in the rough.
Though of all the surprise twist villains, this one had more of a point to it, because she made, like, the program up, and in order to, like, get supers and control them as in game more people to be the screen slaver. I thought that was really cool. It's just that, like, at this point, with how much Disney has pulled that shit, I could see it coming. So I feel like if they had done that less in the past, I would have not seen that twist coming, probably. Also,
I have a question. Like, what did y'all think of the Screenslaver? Or it was Screenslaver, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Screenslaver. What did y'all think? Yeah. I thought it was just really
12 years.
I don't know. It felt way too on the nose for me. It was just like, oh, don't you get it? It's Screenslaver, and he's slaving you because with your phones and your
I like
screen.
The a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Start focusing on your lives. Ooh, I don't know. That just kind of made me roll my eyes really, really. Like Ready Player One. Yeah. It gave me Ready Player One flashbacks.
Oof. Ready Player One was all right.
Major.
I mean, but also another problem I had with it, and I don't know if anyone else noticed. Like, I would have done more if like, I don't know how to explain this. Like, it's just. In one of the Screenslaver scenes, you see the top of the apartment building blow up, and, like, for one thing, Miss Incredible doesn't seem to make, like, any effort to turn the bomb off, like the screen. Well, I mean, I can forget that, but it's just because I don't think.
I think that was the point.
Yeah, I think that was the point, but it's like since we didn't see anyone, like, they go downstairs in the building and then you see there's people who live in it. But at the same time, I mean, like, even though it's only the top floor that explodes, we don't know if there's anyone up there, so we don't know if Miss Incredible just fucking killed someone.
Dude, Incredibles have always had horrible collateral damage.
Am I the only one who noticed this? And it kind of bothered me, and I want to see if I'm wrong about this, or if it's an actual flaw that I just noticed. Like, I would have preferred, like, in Civil War, where it's like, they do a ton of damage, they end up... I mean, like, not necessarily, like I want there to, like, be deaths in this, but it's just like in Civil War, they cause a bunch of damage and then they end up feeling guilty about it, and there's actually like consequences there. Right? That's kind of what I was expecting from this. And well, I mean, the opening scene, I also kind of had those vibes, but that I can forgive because it didn't seem like anyone died. But it's that one particular scene that I just brought up that kind of bothered me because I didn't know if anyone died in there or if Mr. Incredible just like fucking caused someone's death. But since we didn't see anyone up there, I tried to just like let it not ruin my experience. Just be like, oh, there was no one up there, and it was only that floor that exploded. So just
No, you got to pay attention to her thighs. Don't think about the collateral damage.
Exactly. And plus, I was enjoying.
Yeah. It's like if the people were actually mad at the end of Man of Steel. Wow, you saved the whole city. Well, you also completely destroyed it and killed.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't Man of Steel level. If it was Man of Steel level and that shit was still happening, then I'd probably be pissed. But I mean, I like the movie so much, I just wanted it to be something where it's just like I'm not gonna let this ruin it for me. Granted, it's still something I bring up, and who knows, maybe somebody can prove me wrong in the comments down below. But
hopefully.
Whatever, it's just something I noticed.
Yeah, all right.
I like kind of like in the first movie, like it had a lot of like adult themes, and like whatever elements to it. Like going into it, I was kind of worried that like the sequel would be very like whatever the word is, sanitized and stuff like that.
Clean.
And because the first film was like for kids and adults. I was kind of worried that this one would be more for kids, but like this one like kind of carried that over, and like I do think that like kids and adults can enjoy this one, and like also like Jack was one of my favorite parts of the movie.
Oh yeah, he was one of my favorite parts too.
Yeah, just every single scene with him, like I mean, like really throughout this whole movie, like there's not one joke that I didn't think that I thought didn't work. I mean, there's probably a couple. Like if I go back and rewatch it, for the most part, like I was laughing at everything, and like I thought everything worked. And yeah, did the comedy work for you guys?
Oh yeah, it worked for me. I'd say
the stuff with Jack mostly worked for me. Otherwise, it was just kind of dry.
For me, something that I had like a flaw with, I don't know, like Deadpool 2. Some of the jokes like really work, and then there are just ones that are so awful that like just bring it down so much.
I agree.
There are jokes here that there isn't exactly like a joke that's like awful that brings it down. There are just some that aren't that memorable. But there are definitely some really, really great ones. The one that legitimately made me laugh really hard was the part where Violet was depressed, so she walks downstairs invisible and just grabs ice cream, then just walks up.
I like the extended part where it was Jack versus the raccoon.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's fun. Yeah, that's good.
Anyways, I guess it's my turn. The negative Nancy of the group.
Wait, Mark, think.
Go ahead.
Okay, Incredibles 2. It was okay. It was like, for me, it was just kind of meh. For me, at least, I found it incredibly predictable, and I think it's just because I'm used to the Disney formula, right? Just
incredibly predictable.
Incredibly.
So, that wasn't even intentional.
So, like, how much? Okay, what exactly did you predict? Like everything, or just like
most of it? I was just like, okay, so it's kind of obvious, like what's gonna happen here. Like, especially in the apartment, I was just like, yeah, it's probably not gonna be him. They're probably broadcasting from somebody somewhere else. And then I just kind of like thought about it for a second. I was like, who else would kind of have this technology other than the girl who's been shown to have the big brains of every single operation? And then, like, the rest of it, like, for some reason, like, from the trailers, I was kind of expecting it to more of a Mr. Incredible story, where it's just kind of him fully adapting to what it is. Like, I thought it would kind of be somewhat of a criticism on masculinity in that kind of right, where it's just like, in the trailers, it's always just like, oh, well, what? You're gonna be a hero, not me? And that's like, it's tapped on a little bit, but it could have been touched on more. That kind of would have made it a bit more interesting for me. Here's a criticism this is probably just subjective, but I didn't think the models for art of character designs at all fit with the realistic backgrounds. This was just me.
It's like
nobody else was bothered by this.
Like good dinosaur type thing where it's like the realistic background and cartoonish design.
The characters, they felt like Team Fortress 2. They came from Team Fortress 2, but they're on these really beautiful, realistic backgrounds, and it just doesn't mesh with me. There were some little notices. I guess if I thought these were bad, they could be called nitpicks, but I guess these are called plus picks? I don't know. Like, whenever a character is, like, talking to a crowd and they have the microphone, like, I love how, like, whenever they move the microphone, it just kind of, like, goes, when they're farther away from the microphone, they sound more distant. It's just kind of funny.
It's just there. It's like to make sure, it's something that, doesn't treat the audience like they're stupid. They are, like, making sure that they're fully aware.
There's extra effort into it. It's nice. I love the score. The score is bomb as fuck.
I stayed for the after credits when they were like playing Mr. Incredible Frozen.
No, because I
I
missed that because I was worried I'd missed the second movie I
yeah.
saw that day, so I was just like rushing out because I was hungry and shit.
But like, it's a really nice feature. If you missed it, like, you know,
Oh,
if you ever
I'm sure I'm
watch
gonna see it again.
Like, just at
I'm
least
sure I'm gonna
stay
see
for
it
the
again.
credits, or someone probably will upload it to YouTube. Or
It's
something,
gonna be on 24/7 live stream in like a couple weeks.
Yeah, there's one little thing I wanted to
Sure.
point out that I really admired. Some of the action scenes, you know, they're good, but they're not exactly that memorable. But one that I really admired took one of the character, like, pretty much the Portal girl, the one that's, I'm assuming, was made by appreciative.
The lesbian, yeah. I love
and
lesbian.
yeah. Basically, like, there's this really, really cool set piece action scene where she uses her portals to like throw Elastigirl into like the sky onto a plane, and that's a really, really well done, fun sequence. I really, really enjoyed that one.
I don't know, the action sequences for me, they kind of like they relied on a lot of like any action sequence in general. It just relies on a underlining tension that you expect something to happen. For me, it didn't really have any stakes for me, like, whatsoever. I don't know, maybe I just watched it in a really detached way.
Yeah, I mean, like, are you like a massive fan of the first one, or are you just?
I think the first one's okay. I'm not that big of a fan of the original Incredibles.
That's why.
Because Mark's a fucking hipster.
I am a hipster. I like Ratatouille better.
Well, Ratatouille is better than every other Pixar movie, to be honest.
Ratatouille is best Pixar, TBH.
Yes.
That's what YMS is.
Is it? Well, I mean,
yeah, he said that's his favorite one.
He's not wrong on that.
Well,
I mean, even then, it's just my favorite.
That one was also directed by Brad Bird, which...
Yeah. I love Brad Bird, by the way.
Brad's so good.
Fucking Christ.
Ghost Protocol is great.
Yeah.
There goes Mark.
I have not seen Ghost Protocol yet. Oof.
I really wish he would come back for another Mission Impossible movie, but I think he was focusing on this and, Tomorrowland.
Oh, no. Yeah, and also one thing is that this is just real quick about Mission Impossible. The new one that's coming out, which by the way looks fantastic. It's also directed by Christopher McQuarrie, which I honestly would have liked if it was like under a different director, just because, like the first like 5 films, you had like such wide range of directors. The first one was directed by Brian De Palma, second one was directed by John Woo, third one was by Abrams, fourth was by Bird, and fifth one was by McQuarrie, and now they're just getting the same one. Like, I imagine like a fucking Denis Villeneuve directed Mission Impossible movie.
Oh, he would know.
Yeah.
Like, anything he touches is just...
I actually, I'm actually one of the few people that actually kind of like Tomorrowland, even though I think it kind of falls apart the ending of it.
I haven't seen it since theaters, but I remember the first 2 acts really engaging me, and the third act just, like, kind of lost me.
Me and my friend were the only ones in the theater.
Wait, real quick. Speaking of YMS, because you brought him up, he just dropped his Incredibles 2 review.
He gave it a 5 out of 10. I've seen his IMDb.
I gave up on
really?
YMS years ago.
Oh,
I still like his opinions and stuff.
He just... Okay, here's the thing.
Are you serious? He actually gave it a 5?
Well, I mean, it's YMS. What were you expecting?
God damn it, Adam.
Because, I mean, the thing is that if it weren't for YMS, I give him this. If it weren't for him, I probably would not have taken his recommendations. I would not be into, like, indie and foreign and art films. If it weren't for him...
New York.
Yeah, if it weren't for him, I wouldn't know what A24 was.
Exactly. So. I mean, he's my third favorite YouTuber, but, like, I don't agree with everything he says. Let's put it that way.
I'll give him this. He's a good entertainer, and some of his videos I do like.
I like how he articulates his opinions.
I am a massive fan of him, but like I do, not agree.
I love his his yearly list of movies. I love those. I liked his Blu-ray collection. I watched that quite a bit because I had like a massive obsession with Blu-ray collection videos, including one made by a certain man named Alex Leyba.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna delete like the past 3 that I've done over the past few years, and then just
no, I like them,
and then I'll just like keep the one up that I did because it's like the other ones are just me like, okay, here's this movie, this movie.
Well, yeah,
like my newest ones like I actually tried to like make it like more whatever.
Well, you did a good job on it, and Paul is probably he's up there in my favorite characters on your videos.
Oh, thanks, man. Me too.
Sure. And like I said in the comments on your recent Blu-ray collection video, if he stayed for the kids movie section, he probably would have licked the Despicable Me Blu-ray because it had a Minion on it.
Yeah.
He was like, "Give me that Minion label."
Yeah. He was.
So, final scores for The Incredibles 2.
8 out of 10.
Probably a 9 out of 10, to be honest with you. I thought it was great.
Same here.
I would give it a 7 personally, maybe
Okay.
7 or 6. It's a fun movie.
Actually, maybe an 8.5.
It's a hard movie to not enjoy watching. Like, it's such an enjoyable
right.
watch. Like, it's the longest Pixar movie, and it flies by so fast.
You're right.
I'll give it that. Yeah, I don't. Oh god, I kind of feel like y'all are gonna like be like, ooh, fucking Krimes. Look at him going again, acting like YMS.
5 out of 10.
Yeah. So, Mark, it seems like you and Adam do share some of the same opinions, but I mean,
yeah, me and Adam, we do kind of line up with our taste, but I feel like he focuses a lot more on current art house, and I try and go back to the past. I don't know.
yeah. Back to
Okay.
Samurai Jack.
That's fine. That's all good.
In fact, I'm trying to catch up on a lot of classic movies I need to see. So
Yeah, I do think there is a difference though between me and him. I feel he more or less kind of like I will admit sometimes I do nitpick, but I don't really bring down a whole film just off of like one issue.
Yeah.
I feel like
Oh
And,
my god.
And FYI, I do, even I'm a really big YMS fan, even if I don't agree with him. But, for me, it always comes back to that, that old saying, you're never going to fully agree with one critic. And there's one sentence I always go back to, even when a big critic doesn't like, a big film. I always say, well, Roger Ebert didn't like Fight Club. You're never going to agree 100% with every critic.
In fact, I very much respect Roger Ebert, but even then, it's not like I hate critics just because I don't agree with them. In fact, I am a critic myself. I am very critical, and I respect a lot of critics out there. It's just that a good amount of the ones, at least nowadays, I just do not agree with. Like, it's not even just that I don't agree with them. It's just that, I don't know, sometimes I feel that, like, it's just, I disagree with them so much to the point where it's like I don't even, like, want to keep following them. I don't know. I'm weird like that.
I love Mark.
That's fair.
Do y'all like watch him?
I know him.
Who?
Mark Kermode,
No.
Does not ring a bell.
British guy.
No, his stuff.
He's
He's British. Okay, I'll have to watch him.
I think I quoted him once in one of my Letterboxd reviews.
It's pretty cool.
So did we get our final thoughts on Incredibles 2?
Yeah, I think it's worth watching at least like say
Good
once.
stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
It's enjoyable.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think I might be. I mean, I'm definitely a little biased because I'm such a massive fan of the first one, grew up with it and stuff.
well, so am I. I love The Incredibles so much. Like, it's probably my second favorite Pixar movie besides Ratatouille. Like, I grew up with, like, to insert Chris Stuckman joke here, I grew up with it. I had the PS2 game. I had like toys based on it. I watched it on repeat. Not as much on repeat as the SpongeBob movie, but close enough. Like, it's just.
I think it's also worth noting here that our guest has actually met Chris Stuckman.
Oh yeah.
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 I mean,
That was the best experience of my whole life.
oh, I know you're a
Okay.
huge fan of him, like, which I completely respect. Don't worry.
He's my favorite YouTuber of all time. I mean, tied with the Slick Pick, he's my favorite YouTuber because they inspired me the most.
I go back to him every now and then, like, just to, like, 'cause I'm curious to see his thoughts on a certain movie, like, just to see what he thinks, I guess.
Yeah.
I really like his videos as well. I don't,
like his explanation videos.
I don't put his opinion extremely high, but I do, listen to his stuff, and I enjoy, listening to him and all that.
I think I love him a bit too much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He gave
that's fine.
Popstar a C plus.
He gave what?
Popstar, never stop, never stopping.
Yeah, I also give Jigsaw a C plus. What a prick.
Yeah. Fuck anyone that doesn't like Saw. Anyway.
I'm just kidding. That's way better than everybody else. I don't think anybody liked Jigsaw. Like nobody. That kind of pissed me off because I thought it was
actually, when you like a movie that no one else likes, it just feels more special because it's like, this is my thing.
Yeah.
Wasn't the twist in Jigsaw that like one of the guys that was in the trap was behind it or something? It was like one of the people who made the traps? Because I heard about that and I was like, haven't they done that twist like through almost every single Saw movie already?
There's elements of it that are similar to, but like there's another twist that they didn't really do before, although they sort of did it.
Okay. Right.
There's enough
to be fair, I'm
not.
not that much of a Saw aficionado. I've only seen the first film.
Same here. I've only seen the first one.
Wait,
Leyba, can I ask you a question? Do you need to watch the rest of the Saw movies in order to understand Jigsaw?
No, you do not. Actually, okay, how many of them have you seen?
I've only seen the first one.
Okay, you just need to know, really nothing. I mean, they pretty much explain everything to you, and just, that he's like an established serial killer, and there's like whatever, which you can just go into a blind not knowing anything, and like you can still watch and enjoy it. But like with all the other ones, like it's all like requiring the knowledge, like in-depth knowledge of each film before the last. But like the Jigsaw is like that. But anyway, what's the next topic?
Hereditary.
Hereditary.
We're gonna try something together. You know you were her favorite, right?
Hereditary.
I think all of us have seen it.
Yes.
Leyba, have you seen it?
Correct?
I have seen it. I got it
Hey.
before it coming soon on my channel.
Do you want to talk? Do you want to talk about the movie or my theater experience? 'Cause I just want to talk about my theater experience real quick. It's just
yeah.
So basically, getting to the point with my theater experience, there were fucking kids in there. Some like parent okay. They seem to handle it, so I'll give them that. It's not like someone like brought like a baby and like. So here's the thing: I saw this guy walk in. He had this girl with him. I couldn't tell if it was his wife or like his teenage daughter or something. And there were these two like 12-year-old boys. It reminded me of when there were like 3 10-year-olds in my theater for It. What is it with bringing young kids into horror movies? Jesus.
Some parents are stupid.
Exactly, but I mean, do you even know what the hell the movie is even about?
It's like some parents are so ignorant. It's like ridiculous.
And also, it's also worth mentioning that I got the Ant-Man and the Wasp trailer before it, which is like the weirdest fucking trailer to play before Hereditary. And also, everyone in my theater, so there were those people that I just mentioned. There was this teenager and his girlfriend, and there were like these 3 old ladies like sitting a few rows behind me, and all of them hated it. In fact, I even followed them around and tried this looking creepy, just because I just wanted to hear their input on it. And it's like all of them like thought it was like the worst thing they've ever seen. And I was like, well, I'm not the one who. Well, I mean, I said one for Hereditary, but I mean, like I knew what the movie was about before I like said one for Hereditary. I knew what I was in for. I don't know what y'all were in for. And it reminded me when I went to see Mother, the theater was half filled, but everyone there seemed to enjoy it. So it's just worth mentioning that. Like I don't know if they did enjoy it. It's just they didn't come out like asking for their money back or angry or anything. In fact, that theater was half full and that movie bombed. But in Hereditary, it was only that group I mentioned. Wait, Mark, did you say something?
No.
Okay, I thought you did. Okay, so now let's talk about the movie. So what'd you guys think of Hereditary? Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I thought it was okay.
Mark has hot takes, of course.
Of course.
It's like Incredibles. I thought it was just okay.
My favorite quote from Mark, I thought blank was okay.
No. My favorite quote is my current Twitter header, where he said that Baywatch was better than Psycho.
It is. It's so much better than Psycho. But Hereditary. There's a lot of craft behind it, and that's all I can say about it. There's a lot of craft behind it. The structure, I have an issue with the structure. I find it a bit odd, and I think it's because of recutting and re-editing for a wider audience. Because, like, it's already been said, like, remember during the movie, it's always hinted at, like, somebody's going to stab something in their eye, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And, like, that, it doesn't happen in the movie. It just kind of feels like, what? Like, it never happens. Like, you're waiting for it, and apparently, like, again, this is just off of Reddit forums and Reddit threads I read up about it. It was just like, yeah, there was an original cut of it where, yeah, there was a scene where I think it was her husband who actually like stabs his eye and pulls like out his eyeball. Like,
why the heck would they keep that in?
I know, right? But,
it's a very brutal movie for sure, and I definitely liked it a lot more than everyone else, to be honest. But yeah, I fucking love the movie. I was skeptical on seeing it first because the trailer I liked, but it didn't really impress me all that much. But I wanted to see it because, well, for one thing, it ended up being in my local movie theater, which is the one that I saw it at. And, you know, it's just right down the road, and I wanted to see a ton of movies this week, and I saw like 4 this week. And that's one of them that I really wanted to see, so I ended up seeing it, and I'm glad I did. It's now currently my 3rd favorite movie of the year so far, behind Isle of Dogs and Annihilation. I absolutely loved it. I thought, it's probably my favorite horror movie of recent years. I'm trying to think of one that could beat it. I mean, It Follows up there as well.
It Follows is top notch.
I probably love Hereditary more. Maybe you could say there's like some unintentionally funny moments, but I don't care.
Oh my god, I loved the acting. Oh my god, sometimes it's like
Every
Sometimes it's
performance. Okay, so here's the thing. The only performance I thought was legitimately bad was the Alex Wolff.
Alex Wolff.
You see,
oh my God.
and I'm gonna assume you're talking about like when he's crying, right?
No, no. In fact, I've explained this in the group chat because But but the thing about it is that in the scenes where, like, this is a spoiler alert, but the movie's been out for a while. So basically, this dude accidentally kills his sister. That's the big thing of the movie. Yeah. And the scenes after that, where he's, like, showing emotion with his face and how much he rested, that shit was amazing. Like, I bought that. But in scenes where he's actually supposed to, like, show emotion, like, I almost cringed. It reminded me
Here's the thing. I actually, I'll be honest. The scenes, like, where Alex Wolff is crying, I actually think, and bear with me for a moment, are actually, I feel like a lot of people kind of, miss the point with that. And hear me out. This isn't, like, a character that's just, sad because something, minor bad happened to them. You can tell, like, from the stuff that's happened to him and how, like, destroyed and emotionally and physically from this character is, that he's just, like, he's got, like, practically nothing left in him. He's basically committed something that he will never be able to forgive himself for, and will stick with him for the rest of his life. And he's not going to be able to, like, fully concentrate from it. So that would make sense for a character just to be, like, practically cry, like, so immaturely, because he's got no integrity left after what he's done. I feel like...
Okay, you now I like it more. But at the same time, and I guess so, and that just means that in hindsight, it just seems like the kid can't act. And it honestly kind of reminded me of Lucas Hedges in Manchester by the Sea.
I felt it was a bit more severe in Hereditary. I don't know. It was maybe like I also have a problem with like the screenplay. There's some really not good lines in here. Like there's that clip they have on YouTube where it's like the dinner scene and she's like, "Why you got that face on your face?"
No, I love that scene. I don't know what you're talking about actually.
That scene in general, like with context, it's good, but I feel like there were some lines in there that they sound awkward. Like
That made me chuckle.
Understandable.
Honestly.
Yeah. It's just like, you're always looking at me with this ridicule and this disgust and this hatred and with that stupid face on your face, and I was just like, oh my god.
Okay, regardless of your thoughts on the lines, do you at least admit that that's probably the main scene where that showed that Toni Collette was absolutely amazing in this movie?
No, I think it was the what's it called, the AA meeting, or it was that.
Oh yeah, certainly.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's just going on and on and on, and it's just like, what? That was probably the scene that kind of showed it a bit more, because I'm more of a fan of subtle acting, and if you're going to show over the top emotion, I would rather prefer it to be the entire film, like something like Possession, which is everybody is incredibly over the top, and it works because you believe that in that universe. But for me, Toni Collette, at least for me in Hereditary, it just seems like, oh, just one person's over the top, everybody else is kind of normal, and it just kind of, it doesn't mesh well with me. Everybody else is like very subtle for the most part. I'll give Alex Wolff. Nat or Alex Wolff? Which one?
Alex.
Nat
is the one who is not in good movies.
Yeah. I'll give Alex Wolff some credit, because the scene when Charlie gets killed is like, his reaction to it, it's genuine and you feel it. But then with Toni Collette, it's just like
put on an Australian accent because she's Australian.
So she's extra amazing.
With her, I don't know, it just kind of feels fake, especially when he just like, her husband just burns. I was gonna say simultaneously combusts, but that does not fit. When it just starts burning, I don't know, her face, like her reaction for like a lot of the movies, just that one where it's just like, ooh, and it's like her mouth is completely open, and then her eyes are like bugged, and she's got those wrinkles. I don't know. It just comes off comedic to me at points. Like, maybe it's intentional.
I disagree with you respectfully, because I think that Toni Collette is absolutely fucking amazing in the movie.
Okay, I think she's fine.
Also,
I think she's fine.
I really need to see Possession. By the way, I'm going to try and check that one out.
Which Possession?
It's Sam Neill. Sam Neill, right?
Yes, Sam Neill. And, oh my god, that movie is absolutely horrifying.
Oh, the one from 1981. I thought you were talking about The Possession, the one from 2013 or whatever.
Possession, 1981. It's one of my favorite movies. It's genuinely horrifying. It's like Killing of a Sacred Deer plus Mother. Except it's...
Ooh. Oh, fucking watch this then.
It's absolutely
check this out.
insane the whole way through.
That is one heck of a summary. Alex, we're going to need to get your opinion on Hereditary.
I thought it was great. I mean, like, I was just like, I didn't know too much about the movie going in. I mean, I knew it was a horror movie, but I didn't see any of the trailers. I mean, I might have, but I forgot about it. But I was just like, for the most part, like blown away by it. Like the cinematography and all the technical aspects of the movie. I was just really impressed by, the work that was put into all the, inventive ways that, like all the inventive like shots, like just really, really cool ways, not just with like the shot composition, but like also with like transitioning to other scenes. Like they would do like an edit. I mean, if you've seen the movie, like, you know what I'm talking about. But like they would like.
Oh yeah.
They would have a character hold a face or an emotion, and then they cut to a different scene. But it's the same emotion.
Yeah, exactly. There was that, and then like other examples of that too. But like, I was really impressed with the effort filmmaking wise. Like, and you don't really see that too often with horror films nowadays. But like, yeah, I did like the script, and I liked how for me, it was pretty unpredictable. But elements of it I thought were kind of. I mean, like, and maybe it's just a first viewing problem, and like I need to go back and. I mean, I definitely need to go back and see it again because some aspects of it that I didn't really get.
I'm pretty sure it is going to be normal that there are going to be some things that don't really add up or make that much sense because, according to the director, there is a 3-hour cut of this movie.
3-hour cut,
which I'd like to see. Honestly, I'd like to see that too as well. Honestly, if the movie was
on the Blu-ray.
If the movie was 3 hours, I wouldn't have minded because I was just so into the story. I wanted it to keep going. And also, real quick, the ending is. I need to think about this, but it might be my favorite ending of the year so far. I love that ending.
Yeah, it was.
I feel like the witch did it better.
Especially the final shot. Jesus Christ.
Exactly. I mean, like throughout the whole movie, like it's for the most part pretty easy to understand and comprehend. But like once it gets to the third act, I feel like it just throws a lot at you at once, and then it just ends. You're like, okay, and like you have to like kind of process everything that it just threw at you.
I feel like I can understand the movie.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like I didn't understand the movie like either, and like I definitely need to. I feel like once I rewatch it, I'm gonna be like, there's that with this, that sort of thing. Have any of you seen it 2 times?
I've only seen it once.
I
once.
do think I have a comprehensive. I do think I comprehend. I have a couple 2 different theories. One theory, can I talk about it or?
Why the hell?
Go ahead.
Go.
One of them, more or less, just. They're basically both around the title, as in which it's hereditary. Whatever the issues or traumas or wrongs that the family has done in the past, it's coming no matter what. Just based on the fact you have no control of the situation. No matter if you are a good person or no matter what you have done, this is still going to happen to you, and it's horrible. And this family has just been plagued by misery, death, horrors, for a very long time. And it's more or less just film about that, and it's also about mental illness. That's more or less what I've been getting at, in that I think that kind of explains the last third act being so off the walls crazy. More or less, it's remember when her husband just takes an extra dose of the pills?
Yeah.
Yes.
Nothing happens with that, and I think maybe that's the cutoff point of where reality stops and where just Tony Collette
going completely insane. Tony Collette.
Okay, Tony Collette going completely insane from then on. Because I feel from then, husband died, he overdosed on the pills, obviously. Peter goes down, he notices the dead body, and he runs away. And in Tony Collette's mind, her family is destroyed at that point. There's nothing she has left. So maybe, I'm just getting this from the mental illness viewpoint, is that she interprets this, and she doesn't want to accept that it was her own doing. So she just imagines a cult and all that other weird shit. But I don't know, that doesn't really add up, especially with all the symbols and the symbols and on the other things. I don't know, that's just kind of what I kind of got from it. I was just like, okay, it's cute. I like the witch better, honestly. If there's
the witch is way better.
You mean the witch?
The witch. I felt like it did a better ending than Hereditary.
Haven't seen it.
I have not seen it either. I heard mixed things.
Oh, the witch is
Witch is great. It's great.
It's the only A24 film that I would consider absolutely perfect. I can't even be I For me, I can't even compare another film to The Witch because it's like it's that perfect. I can't even. The Witch is a masterpiece. I love The Witch. So if you guys have not seen it, other than
not yet.
Nope.
Okay, question. Do y'all love The Shining?
Yes.
You're gonna love The Witch. You're gonna love The Witch. If anybody loves The Shining but doesn't like The Witch, they're hypocrites because The Witch is basically The Shining except on a smaller scale.
So I'm assuming you like The Shining.
Oh, I like The Shining. I really like The Shining. It's very
so it's one of the few classic movies that you love.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I know you found a movie I like. Holy shit.
Besides Tammy, just kidding. I just have that on the brain because Toni Collette was in that too, and with Hereditary. That's the only reason I have a fucking Melissa McCarthy comedy that no one remembers on the brain. So anyway, I feel like I understand it, but I need to go back and rewatch before I can make that statement. It's just I feel like I understand what the movie was trying to say. I think that's just because of how into it I was that I could put all the puzzle pieces together by the time the movie was over. And clearly my audience didn't get that because one of them even said why was she flying at the end? That didn't make any sense. And I was like, she was fucking possessed. You fuck. Jesus. I don't call the general audience stupid for just not understanding something because that's perfectly fine. Not everyone understands certain things. It's perfectly fine. But when you can't understand something that simple in a movie, then it's like, what the fuck? Do you even expect?
I'll be honest. When she's cutting off her own head, I didn't know what the fuck she was doing. Maybe it was just because the projector in my theater was just I don't know. Everything looked really, really dark, and people are I was asking people did you see that, or am I just slowly going blind? But I was for some reason, I was is she flossing her teeth in the air? I was so confused.
Definitely not flossing.
I just saw her arms moving back and forth, and then she just stopped. She went, and I was like, what?
By the way, I just want to say that one shot where she's, as Mark would say, was flossing. I haven't seen this movie yet, but I do know there's this one shot in a film called Audition. I don't know if you guys have seen this.
I haven't seen it, but I know about it.
Mark, do you know Audition?
Audition is give me a second. Oh, the horror film, the Japanese one, right?
Yeah. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've seen it. Audition.
Do you remember the shot in Audition? If you guys see Audition, you'll know the exact shot I'm talking about. But there's this one where the girl is flossing someone. I haven't seen the movie yet, but I know this. I have seen the one bit where she's using a piece of wire or something.
It's cut.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of. I also wanted to ask, did you guys find this movie very scary?
Yes.
I actually did. I don't get scared by too many movies, but this one kind of got me. Because, to me, it was kind of scary in a way that I wasn't really expecting. Although the third act kind of got into more of it. Of course,
traditional horror
that you'd expect from a horror film. But I really liked how this film was like a drama for the first 2/3 of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And also, one thing is that I don't usually get scared by horror movies. I think it's probably because I'm a big, strong boy. But this movie, there were so many scenes where it's just I was just so unsettled, particularly one shot involving a head and ants.
Amazing. I just gotta say, the editing in that scene I think is absolutely phenomenal. I just want side note, sorry to interrupt. The editing in this film is absolutely fantastic.
Yes.
The editing is phenomenal. Whoever deserved the editing for this film deserves a bloody mansion because the editing is so good.
Imagine if it was edited like an Edgar Wright film.
Yeah,
it would be a very, very different. Yeah, I noticed that brings a whole new meaning to the term "baby driver."
Oh my god!
Oh shit!
I'm thinking that it's just crying on the floor, and then it just whip pans to the fucking head in the desert. Oh my god!
Except one thing I will say about that is that, I said earlier that I think all the technical aspects are great, but I thought it was decent for the most part, but some of the CG wasn't really that great. I
didn't even notice that there was CG.
Just the flies.
The head itself looked like it could have been all CG, Or maybe I'll have to look at it again, but I thought either it looked like really fake plastic or it was completely CG,
Maybe it was both.
I am disgusted by ants. Every time I see ants in a huge herd outside or in my house, I just like resist the urge to want to vomit. So seeing a bunch of ants on the decapitated head of a little girl, like maybe want to cover up my eyes. So Ari Aster, I think that's your name, or how your name is said. I'm probably butchering that. You did a good job scaring the shit out of me.
I just gotta say, how the hell is this the first feature-length film? Like, how the heck do you make a film this good as your first like feature-length film?
Exactly.
This is say what you want about it, but this is definitely going to be like one of the best debuts of the past 10 years.
Exactly. Yes.
I feel like this is a Get Out situation with me. People are gonna circle jerk this movie for a while.
Mark hates Get Out.
I hate Get Out. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't like it. It's like, it's not funny, it's not scary, there's no tension. Maybe it was just because the trailers gave away the whole fucking movie.
It's clever social commentary.
It's not clever.
It's not clever. It's not really that clever.
It's not clever. It's so on the nose.
I mean, well, like there's like certain little things, like at the end when you see the girl eating the Fruit Loops separate from the milk, and turns out that that's actually a metaphor for separating the whites from the coloreds.
Oh.
You don't like it?
For me, I don't know. For me, sorry. A side note. For me, the message of Get Out is racism is bad. Don't be racist.
I mean, but I thought it was a cool way to do it, at least.
Yeah. I mean, I like Get Out, but still, the themes are not what make that movie for me.
Yeah, people are just like, oh my god, it's so meaningful. It's auteurs.
I will say it is kind of overrated. I mean, like all the Oscars they got nominated for, it's like, come on, it's not that good, you know.
I will agree with you. I love Get Out, but I don't think it deserves to get nominated for like Best Picture, especially like I mean, like it being in there, cool. But I mean, like there are so many other movies that probably could put in that place. Good Time, The Flora Project, Blade Runner.
Yeah, Blade Runner was what.
Yeah, exactly. 2049 couldn't get nominated. I mean, like I understand why Get Out got nominated because it says racism is bad, which is an important message, which I completely understand. But at the same time, there's so many other movies that deserve to be in there more.
Yeah,
it would have made it less diverse, I guess. But I mean, it just would have had more quality if like Good Time or Blade Runner were in there.
Yeah, and it won Best Screenplay. It didn't win anything else, right?
I was honestly shocked. Right? I mean, I thought Get Out had a good screenplay, but at the same time, I thought that like Three Billboards or Lady Bird should have gotten that.
Three Billboards is a really great screenplay.
Yeah. Oh, Leyba, what did you think of Three Billboards?
It was great. I watched it once. It was a great movie. I definitely want to see it again. Don't really have too much to say about it, but it was just everything about it was just really good. I mean, I didn't like it as much as some people, but like
I've seen it 3 times.
Oh, 3 cool.
Seen it once. I've seen it. Haven't seen it since the theater. It's a good movie though. Sam Rockwell is Daddy. Francis McDormand.
Wait. I know you're about to say.
I get it. 3 Billboards. I saw 3 times.
No, I actually did see 3 times, but I just realized that.
I thought you were making a pun, like, oh, I saw it 3 times, but
I didn't even realize that. Nice. Yeah, Hereditary.
Hereditary, is a movie that I definitely want to see it again, but I don't really want to get it on Blu-ray, if that makes any sense, because it's not a movie. It's kind of depressing, and it kind of takes a lot out of you to watch it, but it's great, very well done. But I do definitely want to see it again, though.
I thought the mix of drama and horror was absolutely fantastic.
I thought that was brilliant too.
I thought all of the performances, except for maybe Alex Wolff at times, were the rest of the performances are amazing. Especially Toni Collette, along with the little girl, Millie Shapiro, I think is her name. She was amazing, and considering how this is the first movie she's been in, that is actually incredible. I want to see her in more stuff. Exactly.
They had a video, the Elmo Draft House, aka down here in Texas. They had a video of the little girl, Millie Shapiro.
I heard people are clucking during my film. Now we have to add clucking to the list of things people can't do in theaters. No talking, texting, or clucking at an Elmo Draft House. My family has special ways of dealing with people like you.
She's going to be known for that for her entire career. It'll be like once she gets more famous, she'll be at events and people will just be making the clicking sound.
Yeah.
Instead of clapping, just a whole crowd of...
And also, one thing, I agree 100% with Alex. The technical aspects are absolutely phenomenal. The cinematography, the shot composition, the way it transitions into certain scenes, especially in like the first 2 minutes. It's a shot that's also in the trailer, so you've also seen that if you've seen the trailer. Where it just like zooms into the model dollhouse that Toni Collette builds throughout the entire movie.
Then, and I loved it like they set up shots so that way it actually looks like they're in the dollhouse when they're walking around the house. I think that's really creative.
I will be genuinely pissed if this movie does not at least get nominated for cinematography. I know it's going to get snubbed, but I at least want to get nominated for cinematography and maybe Toni Collette.
Is there? I'm sorry. Was there an Oscar-like thing for editing? Is there one for that?
No, there's definitely an editing category.
Okay, well then definitely get this film nominated, because if this film doesn't get nominated,
I'm worried it'll be the Baby Driver this year though, where I'm just like, come on, win, and then it just loses.
Yeah. I felt so bad though, because like the two main actors from Baby Driver, introduced the editing award, and like you can see the disappointment on their faces. Like
what won?
Exactly.
Wait, what won for the best editing last year?
Dunkirk, which I love Dunkirk, but it does not have the best. It does not at least have better editing than Baby Driver.
Pissed me off that Dunkirk got so many Oscars.
The role with the Oscars, if it's a car movie, it's getting best editing, best sound mixing, and best sound editing.
I love Dunkirk, but to think it has better editing than Baby Driver, I just do not understand.
Yeah. Like, especially considering the fact that like how they edited that movie, how they edited the story with the movie together. It's just that's what like one of the major weaknesses of that film.
It was standard editing. I thought it wasn't anything really special.
Exactly. It wasn't like special editing. Like the rest of the ones in that category had good editing, but it's just like not really special editing. But Baby Driver, that just had like extremely unique editing and something that made it stand out among all the rest of the movies in that category.
You're absolutely right.
Exactly. And well, I mean, that's just what Edgar Wright does. And I mean, but at least he was nominated. But I'm hoping the next time Edgar Wright makes a movie, it wins for editing.
Yeah. Also, can I just say, bringing it back to Hereditary, I wanted to point out, so Alex Wolff, of the past couple of years, he has had, like, the strangest filmography. He's gone from being in Jumanji, Hereditary, Thoroughbreds, Patriots Day, My Friend Dharma, so he's got all those, like, big, great movies.
The Sitter.
The Sitter, My Big Fat Greek Wedding,
Mr. Troop Mom.
Dude. And he's also one of the people from the Naked Brothers band.
Yeah.
What? It's just so bizarre to me.
I remember when the Naked Brothers band was on, and that show was god awful. I never thought I'd see one of the kids from that show fucking cause a little girl to get her head cut off in a horror movie. I was just gonna say, like, another Nickelodeon actor from, like, the current age, like, 10 years from now, I'll see them murder somebody in a Lars von Trier movie.
When are we gonna get to see Freddy from iCarly, you know? Well, we need a horror movie starring Freddy. No. I got a better idea. We're gonna get the next Unfriended movie, but the guy who's recording the whole thing is just Freddy from iCarly.
Or Crazy Steve from Drake and Josh, and it's just a movie about his character.
Hell yes.
It's like a hard R horror slasher movie.
Hard R?
Yes. In fact, actually, and also, that's one, Jack, I think that's probably the best reply I've ever had, where I mentioned Hereditary, and then you, in the replies, you made a Drake and Josh reference that made perfect sense in the context of Hereditary. Oh, jeez. This is one dark as hell episode of Drake and Josh.
Yeah. It's more dark than Mean Creek.
Mean Creek's fantastic.
Oh, yeah, I love Mean Creek. That's such a good movie. I love Mean Creek.
I haven't seen it.
Ooh, Mean Creek's good. You should watch it.
Yeah, it goes in unexpected directions, and it's a very solid little indie flick.
Yeah. If you wanna, you've probably seen the clip of Josh from Jake and Josh swearing in it, but it's still a great scene.
You're a fucking lying son of a bitch, Sam. All right? And I hope you fucking go to hell.
Don't make things worse, George.
Shut the fuck up, Millie, you fucking stupid chap cunt.
Sit down, George. You're out of control.
Shut the fuck up, Clyde!
Do we want to talk about some first-time watches?
I saw two really, really good movies, and one of them is called Uptight. It's this movie in 1968, I believe. Considered a blaxploitation film. It really isn't. It's more of a political thriller. It's smarter than Get Out, to be fair.
Are they similar?
The characters are black. There's no other story.
So I guess that makes it on par with Black Panther.
Oh, no. But Uptight, it's basically the day after Martin Luther King gets assassinated, and there's these black militants who were basically people who were the rioters, the anarchists of the Black Power movement. And they are like, okay, after that happened, we need to do something about it. So they go to a gun store and they rob all of the guns they can, and they're going to start a revolution. And while this is happening, they're also trying to convince this one guy who is one of the main people in their group who is supposed to help them out. Like, he's fallen into alcoholism and he's a drunk. And after seeing Martin die on TV, he's just completely changed. And he doesn't want to have any part of the revolution, but they're kind of forcing him into it. And so the whole movie basically surrounds different clashing ideals of what the people who are progressive, and they're like, okay, we know the white people have done this before in the past, but we need to look past that. We need to look past that to move on to a better future. But the militants on this side are just like, no, we need to fight for now, not the future. We are not protecting ourselves now. We are protecting the future. We need to protect both ourselves now and the future. And it's just this really, really heavy clash of ideas. It's great. And while this is happening, it's also this character study about this man who is just selling out everybody and everything that matters to his life to fuel his addiction, to fuel his sadness. And you feel like genuinely sad for, and the performances are all fantastic. They're all amazing. It's a great political thriller. It's like barely an hour and 40 minutes, I think. And it's just so good. It has an amazing use of an urban setting. There's this one scene where a character is getting arrested by the police, and they're in these apartments, and they're side by side, and the police are all there. They're like shooting into the air. They're like, everybody calm down. We don't need any more violence or bloodshed or any of that. And so like the people in the apartments, they just start throwing trash at them. And I don't know, for some reason, that kind of just spoke to me. I was just like, this is kind of real. For the time especially. It's like, there's so much about it that's absolutely fantastic, and it's sad that not enough people have seen it. Because on Letterboxd, I think it only has like 300 views. Really underrated. You should watch it.
Exactly. I had never heard of this movie until you just brought it up, and now hearing about this plotline, I really want to see it.
It's really, really good. Like, there's all these different ideas going on, and it's also like good time, where there's a chase. Like, it's over like, I think like three or two nights. And it's this guy, he's one of the militants, and what happened is like his mother's really sick, and so before the revolution starts, he wants to go see her at least one more time. And the cops are on his tail, and it's a very intense.
Well, shit. Okay, so
rest in peace, Mark.
Well,
sorry, Mark.
It was fun while it lasted. This is the exact reason I didn't want to use Anchor, but I mean, well...
Our sponsor today is Anchor. We highly promote using this website.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you want to go on the verge of crying, we highly recommend you use this.
I saw Kiki's Delivery Service. I'm going through the Studio Ghibli films as of lately. For those who don't know, these are just so enjoyable because when you're on the musk of doing exam revision, it's just nice to have just something easy and calming to watch. Kiki's Delivery Service, it's my shit. I forget his name, but the guy who plays like Troy McClure and stuff like that from The Simpsons voices like this cute little cat.
Oh,
it's great.
When did I?
You should watch Kiki's Delivery Service.
I'm sorry.
Okay, we cannot just go past this. Mark just literally came back from the dead.
What just happened? When did I cut off?
I just cut off for like a minute, and I was scared that I had to restart this, and I was literally about to ask you if you're okay with sending this one out.
Wait, Mark, could you still hear us?
No, I couldn't. Like, I was like, wait, what happened? Because like everything cut out for a second, and then I opened up my Anchor, and then like came back in here, and I'm like, what the fuck? How
Dude, oh my god, this is an actual fucking relief.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but
this is an actual miracle.
Where did I cut off?
It's nothing against the Mark. You were still talking. I think you were done talking about Uptight, and then you just cut out.
Yeah, I was just like, yeah, it's a great movie, and everybody should watch it at least once.
I was about to mention that Mark gave it 3.5, which is pretty much the equivalent of a 10 out of 10 from anyone else.
Yes, I just said I was probably gonna bump it up to a 4 actually.
A 7 or 4 from Mark is a must-watch.
It's a really, really good movie.
And a 10 out of 10 from Mark is literally the greatest thing of all time. Unless it's Pink Flamingos.
Pink Flamingos is so good.
Yeah, don't shit talk Pink Flamingos around.
No funny shit talk. You mean like that woman in the movie was doing?
Yes.
Got him.
It's so good.
Shit talk.
It's disturbing and it's amazing. Pink Flamingos is beautiful. I did see another film which I thought was worth talking about called Age of Gold, but I have no words to describe it because it's absolutely insane. It's a surrealist comedy. That's all I can say about it. It's from the 1930s. It's so good.
All right.
I gave it a 5 out of 5. It's so good.
Wait, is that large? Door or whatever it is. Yeah. Oh, Lage Door. Okay. I'm bad with pronouncing names.
It's La.
Oh shit! 5 stars from Mark.
Yeah, it's a 5 star.
Nice. I'll add it to my watch list, and I love old movies, so let's see.
Okay. It's barely an hour long. Come on.
Okay.
How can you go wrong?
So yeah, Kiki's Delivery Service. It's adorable. It's cute. The animation is absolutely beautiful. Watch it. It's adorable. Team Raider sucks. I don't like Alicia Vikander. I don't think she's a good actress.
I'm not the biggest fan either.
Yeah, the only movie I liked Alicia Vikander was the one where she played a lifeless robot.
Which one?
Ex Machina. Yeah.
Joke.
Yeah.
I love
I
Ex
should really
Machina.
tell you, yeah, I like Ex Machina, but that's like the only movie where I'm like, oh god, she was really good. She was fine in The Danish Girl, I guess.
I love Annihilation slightly more, but Ex Machina is great.
Yeah. Hereditary, good. We already talked about it.
We didn't give our final thoughts.
Oh, and Hereditary.
Okay,
it's good.
Just our rating at least. So what would you guys rate Hereditary real quick? I give it a 9 out of 10.
I give it a 9.
5
Maybe
or
an
6.
8. 9. Alex, what about you?
About a 7.5, maybe an 8. I mean, like, are we doing halves or just like one scale?
Whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
I give it an 8. It was good.
Either a 5 or a 6 for me.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
Okay, Adam.
So,
although Adam
then I saw Happy Go Lucky,
Oh!
which is cute, good movie.
So good. That movie's very good, dude.
Which has Sally Hawkins as Shape of Water.
Yeah,
fame.
Sally Hawkins, James Bond. I think some scenes are a little slow for me, but I think even just the ending is so great. The whole thing that she has going on with what's his name, Eddie Marson, is great.
The car instructor.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, it's great. I really, really liked their interactions. That stuff I think is great. Just some of the other stuff, like the stuff with like the homeless guy, I just don't find all that interesting.
Oh yeah, that was kind of the drop of the film for me, but I felt it very much picked itself up. I think you have to really get into it. It's kind of like a Patterson type movie.
Yeah, I love Patterson much more because I think that's a film that's a bit more meaningful. But this is still a good movie. I like it.
I liked how it tackled very, very dark subject matters, and it wasn't afraid to go dark.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a deep contrast with it because the main character is so happy-go-lucky.
Yeah, as the title says.
Yeah.
So what else? I watched a little film called Dolores Claiborne, which
I've heard
is
of it,
It's a Stephen King movie, and I originally saw because I think Chris Stuckman did a video on it a while ago, and it's a good movie. It's a Stephen King drama, but it's like in the very beginning, there's this one scene that they end up repeating again from a different perspective. I guess you could call it
source code or vantage point.
Or Persona style, I was going to say. But it's a really, really solid drama. And Kathy Bates and Jennifer Jason Leigh, they're great. And it's a good movie. Maddie wasn't there. I think I'm going to give it a 7 for now, but I could give it an 8. A really, really good Coen Brothers movie, though, that Billy Bob Thornton. He is so good in the movie. He owns every single second of that film. And also you get...
right?
Yeah.
Frankie McDormand and a young Scarlett Johansson, I think.
Yes, early 2000s Scarlett Johansson.
Free loss in translation Scarlett Johansson. So
Yes.
Really depends
and then I watched Castle in the Sky, another Studio Ghibli movie. It's great. The animation's so good. I watched the English dub. I don't know. I think it's like the characters are supposed to be Asian, but I don't know if that is the case. But if not, then it's pretty weird the fact that the main girl talks with like a New Zealand accent. Yeah, sure. You could have some food. I'll love to give you some food.
Another day, another Doug.
I don't know, maybe this doesn't count, but I saw half of Inland Empire by David Lynch. And holy that was...
2 hours.
No, it's 3 hours.
3 so oh god, you poor thing. I haven't seen Inland Empire yet because I've just heard so it's
Oh, it's
what did you think of it?
Bag, but it's basically like the book of it. It's like it's a mixed bag. There's some really genius things in it, and there's some absolutely horrendous things in it. But it's very funny. I think people never touch on the fact that David Lynch is incredibly funny, whether that be intentionally or unintentionally. Like it's all shot in digital. It's like Dogma '95 style. If y'all understand, y'all know what that is. But it's more or less it's shot like that. It's all on digital. It's all handheld. And there's just this one scene with Karen. It just hard cuts to her in the middle of the street talking to a bunch of prostitutes, and she's just like, "Where am I? I'm a whore."
Oh Jesus!
And then fucking there's like this random music just starts kicking in, and it's absolutely fantastic. I think
I'll have to give. We have it on Netflix here, so I might have to give it a watch.
I need to move to Australia then.
Absolutely, there's so It's so many good scenes. It's great. But basically, the main story, like for the first hour, it's just this actress, and there's this production, and it's cursed. And then after that first hour, everything just gets thrown out the fucking window. Like,
Okay.
it just becomes surreal and abstract in the best possible ways.
Okay.
Finish it. I needed one more hour to finish.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Alex, have you seen much recently?
A few things. I saw Upgrade, directed by my boy Lee Winnell.
Yes.
It was okay.
I saw your video on that, by the way.
Oh, thanks, man.
Good video.
I appreciate it. It was all right. I mean, like, I'd never watch it again. It was kind of mediocre, like, to be honest with you. But, like, it had, like, the most noteworthy aspect about it was its cinematography during the action scenes. Like, it was, like, literally, like, locked on the main character. It was a pretty interesting technique, but that was all right. And, like, about a month ago, or 2 months ago, however long it was, I saw Fargo Season 1, the TV series. The film is one of my all-time favorite movies, and I finally watched the first season, and oh my god, I was blown away by it. I was so
really
into
I want to
the
get
story.
into that show. I
I watched the first couple episodes. It was good. I need to finish it though. I love Martin Freeman.
My boy
really
Ewan
loves it.
McGregor is in, like, I think, like, the second or third season, or
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Because I'm pretty sure with the other, like, each season is its own story.
It has Ewan McGregor playing two characters, so that should be fucking amazing.
Oh
yeah.
I actually haven't seen seasons 2 or 3 yet, but
Yeah.
I have access to season 2, but I don't have access to season 3 yet. But, like, you know, I definitely want to see more. But yeah, I would highly recommend.
How
at least the first season.
How connected is it to the movie Fargo?
It does, in fact, take place in the same universe, and, like, there's, like, a couple really small nods and mentions. Like, I only noticed 2 in season 1, like, 2 references, but, like, there's one tie-in to the movie in season 1, and it was epic. I mean, like, you kind of know what's coming as soon as the scene begins, but it's at the opening of one of the episodes, and I thought it was very well done. There's only one, though, but, like, other than that, though, it's not connected. But, like, it's, you know, it's a great show. My friend Jackie that I have in the video showed me this film called Super Dark Times on Netflix. Have any of you seen that?
I've seen the beginning of it. I saw the beginning of it. I need to finish it.
I didn't like it.
It was okay. I mean, it was. I would never watch it again. Like, it was decent. I mean, it wasn't like terrible or anything. But I don't know. It was just. I don't really have anything to say about it. It was alright.
The opening was really good.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, it had a strong beginning, but, like, it just, I don't know. It didn't really, like, grab me 100%. And, like, I like how things end up getting like coming together in a third act. It's kind of like, what? That doesn't, like, there's nothing in the film that would have led you to think that, and, like, I don't know, it was alright.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
The only thing I remember from the beginning of it was the fact that one of the teenage kids said he jerked off multiple times to the beginning of True Lies. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were about to say Truman Show, and I was about to be like, what the fuck?
The Truman Show.
Jim Carrey gives me a hard-on.
Oh, God. I remember the opening of Super Dark Times had, like, these really, really atmospheric shots of, like, a school, and it was like the windows were busted open, and there was, like, a dead deer in the cafeteria, and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna get strapped in for something good, and then it just kind of got too ridiculous over time. Like, you just couldn't believe anything. Like, at first it starts off really, really grounded, and you expect it to be grounded, but no, it just becomes absolutely ridiculous, and the ending is it just feels like a big, like, waste of time by the end of it. That's how I felt.
Yeah, sort of. I mean, like, although it wasn't, like, terrible or anything, it just, like...
It's not terrible. I just think it's a waste of potential.
Like
the directing and cinematography is absolutely great.
Yeah, and the acting for the most part wasn't too bad either, I thought. I mean, like, for the most part, like, I thought they acted how any kid would act in that sort of situation. Not saying what it is, but, like...
the script is really dragged the whole film down.
Yeah, the script could, with a better script, that could have been a way better movie.
It could have.
I'll watch it at some point. Is that a Netflix movie?
Yeah, I wouldn't exactly recommend it, but
is it a Netflix movie?
Yeah, it is a Netflix exclusive, I believe.
Okay, gotcha.
But I also saw Bug, directed by William Friedkin. Who has heard it or seen it?
I've heard of it. I've heard of it.
I
do. I saw Sean Turner did a video on it. I know it's William Friedkin and Michael Shannon, but there was one. I do also remember that I think YMS gave it a 1 out of 10. So that's kind of what put me off of it.
Is it
So
that
I want
bad?
to see it.
The film was okay. I mean, I talked about it briefly in my last Blu-ray hunting video, but I've become really interested in William Friedkin. It's kind of weird. Like I've only seen like 2 of his movies, Exorcist and Bug, but like I've listened to like hours upon hours of like master classes and interviews of just him talking about film and stuff, and he's really like interesting. But I've only seen 2 of his movies. I feel kind of bad, but anyway, Bug is a film that like it had a good script and it was a decent film, but things just got too ridiculous in the third act to where it was just like, oh well, I just like wasted my time, that sort of thing. But like, and they're kind of self-aware about that in the special features. But like, I don't know. I mean, like I was into it, but like it kind of like plateaus. I don't know. It's open to interpretation, but the script was interesting. Most of it takes place in a motel room. I think there's one more that I saw.
Is William Friedkin still directing movies?
Not really. He directed.
He did Killer Joe.
Yeah,
Killer Joe, which I really want to see.
Yep, there was Bug and then Killer Joe. Which other than that, he just directs like theater productions.
Okay. I mean, and he has interesting views, like what he said towards Darren Aronofsky.
Yeah, Mother, yeah.
Which I remember you bringing up in one of your Blu-ray hunting videos, and then I thought more about that.
What did he say?
I think he like asked Darren Aronofsky if he believed in God. I think.
Oh yeah. And then Darren Aronofsky was like, "Well, why do you care?"
Aronofsky's a G. I love him.
It's like if you don't believe in God, why the hell would you make a movie about the Bible?
Well, I mean,
it's interesting. Okay. I threw all this stuff in there. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Do you think God stays in heaven because he too fears what man's created?
Yes. Classic line.
Aronofsky voice, yes.
Anything else you watched recently, Alex?
I think there's something else that I watched, but I think we'll just leave it at that. Like those are the most noteworthy things. I mean, I rewatched John Wick. That was decent. Yeah. Haven't seen the second one yet.
Can I
love John Wick. Second one's probably better.
Second one's great.
Stay quiet. I need to throw one more in here because I do think it's worth talking about.
Go ahead.
It's this movie called Sleepers.
Never heard of it.
Heard of it. I have heard of it.
Wait, I think I've heard of it.
Yeah, it stars Kevin Bacon, Brad Pitt.
Oh yeah, I definitely heard of this.
Sleepers? Oh, yeah. It's, for a while, like in the beginning, you kind of think, oh, this is this kind of... It kind of evolves into this really, really fucked up, demented story about sexual abuse and trauma and revenge, and it just becomes something so completely different from the beginning. It's good. It's a good movie. It's very watchable.
At first, when you were talking about it, I thought I got confused with the Woody Allen movie Sleeper.
Not the Woody Allen movie Sleeper. It's a movie from the 90s.
I just have Woody Allen on the brain because I've watched quite a bit of his movies recently.
Oh, yeah.
Can I go through some first-time watches?
Of course.
If that's good. I'll try and go through them a little bit quickly, but I do want to talk a little bit about some of them. For the first time, admittedly, I watched the first Lethal Weapon. Amazing, obviously. I can't wait to watch the rest of them. I rewatched Airplane with a friend of mine. And basically, the main thing about Airplane is not only is it one of my favorite comedies, but it is basically my sense of humor encapsulated into 90 minutes. If you took, my sense of humor, if you want to describe my sense of humor, just take any scene from that movie. Like, just any big joke, and you can just describe what I personally find funny. And also, that same day, I think I watched all 3 of these on the same day, which is odd. I also watched Source Code, which I've been wanting to see for a while because I love Moon. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I love Duncan Jones, and I really like Source Code, and I disagree with YMS on the ending. I think the ending's good.
After you've watched Duncan Jones' 2 good movies, just stop.
Yeah.
Don't watch Mute. Don't watch Mute.
Remember Warcraft?
I try not to.
And also I've been into Woody Allen's filmography, obviously. I just love his movies from all the amount that I've seen so far. I watched Whatever Works with Larry David. Not much to say here. There's not much that stands out among the rest of Woody Allen's movies. It's just a really, really enjoyable watch. And, it's a quick watch. You'll enjoy it, probably. A couple days later, I watched another Woody Allen movie, Cafe Society, which I loved. I've been wanting to see it ever since it came out, back in 2016 when I first heard of it. And I finally watched it. And it's just something about it just really got me throughout its run. I was just so amused by it. And it's a love letter to, older Hollywood. And all the performances are great. Jesse Eisenberg's performance is kind of like an neurotic Woody Allen type character that he wrote for a different active play, kind of like Owen Wilson in Midnight in Paris. And it's just, I think if you are getting into Woody Allen and you just want to a quick movie star, I think Cafe Society is probably a good one to probably start with, or Midnight in Paris.
I like Cafe Society. I mean, it's a good movie. I think it deserves praise solely for the fact that it's the only ever movie I've actually liked Kristen Stewart in.
Exactly. Yeah. In fact, even Personal Shopper, I got like 20 minutes into, and I just like turn it off because one thing, nothing fucking
Personal
happens.
Shopper is awful.
Nothing fucking happens. It's just
Personal Shopper is god awful.
From what I've seen, it's just like a certain amount of time, just Kristen Stewart running around buying clothes and pretending to be a character when really
she sexed a ghost. What the fuck?
But I mean, in Cafe Society, I actually bought her character. Probably not the entire time, but it's the only movie I actually genuinely liked her in and bought her.
Yeah.
So,
but I can't wait for all the people who will defend Personal Shopper by saying you just didn't get it.
Well,
Kristen Stewart is just too smart for you.
I didn't even finish it, so don't bother attacking me.
It's awful.
Y'all just don't understand. Y'all wouldn't like Clouds of Sils Maria.
Yeah. And a few days later, I watched another Woody Allen movie, Crimes and Misdemeanors, which I recommend a lot of people see. It's really good. It's not it's half another quirky little Woody Allen comedy mixed with a serious crime thriller, and the way that it blends those genres together is really good in my opinion, and also the ways that it cuts back to some events in the past and edits into flashbacks and stuff. I really loved how that was done. So yeah, it's another really good one, and those are all the Woody Allen movies for now. I'll watch more in the future.
I need to see Crimes and Misdemeanors.
Yeah, it's really good. That same day I rewatched one of my biggest guilty pleasures, and please don't judge me, but Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
That's not a guilty pleasure.
I don't know why. Just that movie. I just enjoy that movie every time I watch. Sure, the dialogue's awful. Sure, Johnny Depp's Michael Jackson, Mia Wallace, pedophile Willy Wonka is unsettling. It's obviously it's nowhere even close to the original. Not even by a fucking
I like it more than the original.
What? Really?
What? It's essentially a parody and a satire on the original. I kind of like it for that.
I mean, it has more of a style to it than the original, at least.
I mean, sure, that's fine and all. I just think that there's a part of it which is incredibly self-aware that not a lot of people kind of take note of. It's
what part's that?
You know how in the original it's they barely touch over the fact that the children, they just disappear, they're gone. Oh.
Exactly, yeah, it's something I think of, and at the end they show you that they're okay, they're extremely harmed.
They just kind of make a bigger deal of it in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. They're just kind of oh, what's going to happen to him? And they make a joke of it. I feel like the film itself is a joke, and while you can criticize it for that, I enjoy it. I think it's a funny joke.
And it's a guilty. Okay, in fact, even with the guilty pleasure aspect, I don't even really understand. Okay, besides the dialogue, besides Johnny Depp's Michael Jackson, Mia Wallace, blah blah, Willy Wonka, I don't understand much about why people hate it, because it has it has more of a I keep saying, it has more of a style to it than the original. Which I mean, I love the original with all my heart, and I always will. But I just think that Charlie just feels more more unique, I guess. Probably.
It's so awkward. That's another part that I like.
Awkward,
yeah, but
great word.
Yeah,
it's incredibly awkward, and whether you
is
enjoy
awkward. So there's that. But I mean, it at least.
It's just the little miniatures and they're singing, and then
yeah, that part.
I'm just
okay.
And a couple days later, I'm catching up on a lot of 2018 movies, at least from earlier in 2018. One that I really want to see, especially since it's Pride Month, Love, Simon, which is really good. Some parts are kind of okay. There are some cheesy parts that kind of bothered me, and there's one part that is kind of a little bit of a plot hole. I mean, it's not necessarily a plot hole; it's just something that bugged me. This isn't really a spoiler, but one of the big elements is that there is another kid who knows that Simon is gay. And they have an argument about the kid leaking the information and shit in the middle of a fucking library.
Yeah.
The one place where you need to be quiet, and they're literally arguing about it, and there doesn't seem to be anyone else talking, so chances are someone heard that shit. So I don't know. Am I the one who noticed this?
Unpopular.
I mean, that bothered me, honestly.
I'm gonna drop a bomb real quick. Love, Simon is at the same quality of 13 Reasons Why.
Oh fuck. Man.
Okay. You can say Love, Simon,
does
even
Love,
as somebody
Simon...
who doesn't 13 Reasons Why is way
I'm just being hyperbole right now. Yeah.
Does Love, Simon fucking have a scene where they pretty much call 2001 a piece of shit?
Yes.
No, it doesn't.
every single second of that film is a middle finger to everything Kubrick stood for.
That does not make any sense whatsoever.
I know.
Just like Leyba's friend Cyrus. Makes no sense. I stole that joke from one of Leyba's updates, and I don't care.
Let's talk about this. Alex Leyba, let's have a very serious conversation about the Cyrus controversy.
Wait, what controversy around Cyrus?
Things, half of them. There are a lot of supporters saying that he's real, but there are also a lot of non-supporters who say he's fake. Do you have any input to add to this conversation?
The only thing I could say is that Cyrus is fucking dead.
Is he actually dead?
Actually, like this is
Rip.
this is actually the truth. He hasn't contacted me or Eric in the past year, practically ever since we did that last video. I think they talked one other time after that. And then, like, just that was it, March 2017. Like, after that, you know, that was it. You know, like, we never heard anything, so we just assumed that he ate a bad batch of trash and caught a disease and just, or anything, got hit by a car or whatever.
Like a raccoon?
Or maybe he was inside a dumpster and they, like, he went inside a dump truck and then got crushed and murdered. I don't know. But
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, but, oh, sorry.
Oh, no. Like,
I was just gonna keep talking about my first time watches. So,
Okay.
yeah,
You can keep on.
I'm
gonna ask.
I really liked Love Simon, just aside from that thing that I just mentioned, and some really cheesy and kind of cringy parts, but none that really, like, ruined it for me. It's just, I took some points off because of that. But other than that, it's cool to have, like, an LGBT movie in the mainstream. Like, just in the actual mainstream, not just, like, people are talking about, like, Call Me By Your Name or Moonlight. It's just, like, with a wide release and with tons of people talking about it, which I think is really cool. In that same
I
day...
feel like that film would be, like, so much more special if they just cut the last 5 minutes out of it.
Yeah, yeah, probably. I just think that ending it with him behind his computer is probably just, like, a better way to end the movie instead of showing more from it. I just think that if they just cut there... Like, just basically, I agree with you that it probably should have just ended there.
Just remember the bully, the solution they had for the bully was really stupid. Especially when the of really fucked shit.
Also, it's cool.
And
Also, it's cool.
they were simply just, don't do that, it's wrong. And then he's like, okay, I won't do it.
Yeah.
It's wrong.
Bullying is bad, especially if the person is gay.
And so, yeah, that same day, I saw Ocean's 8 in theaters. Better than I expected it to be. Wait, what?
Yeah, that's what I mostly heard. It's better than they expected
It's for actually, and yeah, I was kind of a little bit bored at times. I don't know why. I think either I was tired or it's just I wasn't interested in certain things that were going on. But it's
because you're sexist.
Yeah, but it's kind of like a discount Logan Lucky, or mainly a discount version of the original. But it's definitely not the fucking train wreck that was the 2016 Ghostbusters, which tried to use a female-led team as an excuse to cover up the fact that they made a shitty movie. But Ocean's 8 actually had I love heist movies, so that definitely had me attached to at least a good amount of it. The cast, I think, did really well. Though I think, in my opinion, Julianne Moore probably should have been the lead instead of Sandra Bullock. That's just a random thought that I have.
I've never liked Sandra Bullock. I think
Neither
she was
have I,
like...
really. And real quick, about Sandra Bullock, can I just say something real quick? I don't know if you guys follow the Oscars on YouTube or anything. Like they upload the wins on YouTube, and the thumbnail for Blade Runner 2049 win Best Cinematography is Sandra Bullock because she presented. It's not Roger Deakins, it's fucking Sandra Bullock. I made a tweet about that. I was like, Sandra Bullock didn't shoot Blade Runner 2049. She wasn't the one who lost an Oscar 11 fucking times for her amazing cinematography.
Gravity.
Also,
her Gravity is cringe.
Also, I never really found her to be that great of an actress. I mean, I kind of liked her in Gravity, a little bit of a hot take, but I mean,
I like Speed. Speed's a good movie. Speed is shit.
I like Speed any day of the week, if you know what I mean.
I've seen Speed in such a long time.
It's really dumb and cheesy, but I love it. It's one of those really just dumb 90s movies that I just love.
But overall, Ocean's 8 was an enjoyable time. I don't know if I'll watch it again or buy it or anything like that. But if you want to just watch something on HBO one day, you can definitely just watch it and you'll be entertained by it, I guess.
It's Ocean's 8.
Yeah.
You're gonna...
I mean...
That's some high praise.
There really ain't much to say about it. It's just it's. I mean, my biggest problem with it is just it overall wasn't much special, really, at all.
You know what? We can at least praise it that it's a comedy starring females, and it doesn't have Melissa McCarthy in it.
Yes. At least there's that.
Yeah.
Fucking
plot.
So, all right, and yeah, okay. Moving on. Hereditary. I also saw the next day. You were talking about that. Then the couple days after, I saw a double feature, or one technically yesterday, but you get what I mean. I saw 2 movies. One was Incredibles 2, which we already talked enough, and Tag, which there was me, a group of 3 girls, one which I think I recognized from my school, but I don't know her well enough to say hi or anything like that. And I think like another person like sitting in the front row, and that's about it in that theater. So I mean, like I don't think the movie's gonna do very well, sadly. Which is actually a lot of people seem to be hating it. I actually enjoyed it. Like I was actually looking forward to it because I thought the trailer was funny, and 2018 is still gonna be a good year for comedies. And I actually really enjoyed it. I thought the cast worked well. The emotional aspect at the end probably could have been like without spoiling anything, there is an emotional aspect at the end. But they probably, like, I like the comedic aspect for, like, the first hour and a half and the dramatic aspect at the end, but they probably could have done a little bit better in between instead of just, like, throwing it right at you. When any of y'all see the movie, if you even will, who knows? You'll know what I'm talking about. And I couldn't even tell if they had the CGI Jeremy Renner's arms, just saying. But yeah, it's...
All right.
I don't know if you'll like it, but I did. Okay.
So, Alex, you're a big YouTube man with many of subscribers. So I wanted to ask you a couple YouTube-related questions, if you don't mind.
Oh, of course.
Can I follow up?
Of course.
Hell yeah.
Go ahead. First of all, what video would you say you're most proud of?
I don't know. So many of them I like for, like, different reasons, because, like, I try to make each video I make different from the last. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, I really do like the Chris Stuckman video, but I also hate it at the same time because I was so incredibly nervous. Like that like I was like filming in secret rather than being like, all right guys, I'm here with the Chris Stuckman, you know, like what movie does, but you know, I like the ending and how that came together, you know, like, with him and his room stuff.
Or as I like to call him, Piss Cuckman.
Oof. Ouch. I also want to say, so, you know, you have a lot of characters, as you say, on your channel. Who are your favorites to work with?
Definitely, like, you know, ones that, like, definitely enjoy doing it. I mean, like, I don't know, like, everyone's so different from each other. They all have their good and bad aspects of making videos, but, like, I don't know, probably either Eric or Paul. Like whenever I'm with Eric and Paul, they actually like doing it. There's several people on my channel who actually don't like doing it. It's kind of like all right, let's do the video. You know?
I probably should have asked this question sooner, but for the 2 of our viewers that haven't seen your channel, do you have, like, a video that you would say, this kind of sums up my kind of style? What would you recommend to a first-time viewer?
That's a good question.
The Dalton videos, probably?
No, because, like, I feel like my channel encompasses a lot of different kinds of senses of humor because of all the different kinds of people and vibes that, like, each video presents. But, like, you know, like, Dalton is just, like, loud, screaming, like, you know, kind of humor. I feel like that...
Racist.
Well, yeah, but I try not to show that in the videos. But, like, it slips through with live streams. So
Good on you. Good on you.
I'd say check out my newest Blu-ray collection video. Or my newest Blu-ray hunting video.
Okay. Very good.
Uh-huh.
What's up? I haven't talked to you in a while. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, Eric was telling me, like, where did Krimes go?
I know. He hit me up in the DMs, like, last night. He was like, hey, you still a fan of Alex Leyba? And I was like, yeah, I've just kind of been busy. I still watch it.
Yeah, Eric, like, loves you for some reason.
How could he not? Krimes is just too lovable.
Dude, Krimes is, like, the best.
Dude, I'm very talkative. Like, I know how to keep conversations
Yeah,
going.
exactly. Like, but Eric and Krimes made a bet on
The Floyd Conner fight, I remember that.
The loser had to show their tits, and then one of my videos, Eric was like, Krimes, I'll be waiting for your titty reveal video.
Mark, where's that video?
It's in the works. It's going to come after...
Dude, that shit happened years ago.
Yeah.
You're now gonna come up with this.
Oh, actually,
Better late than never.
Actually, like a video that I'd recommend you watch first is my Blu-ray hunting with Cool Looter, like the second one, not the first one. The one I did 2 months ago. Like that one, I'm very proud of. I spent endless amounts of time editing that, the color correcting, and it's one of my top favorite videos. But the first one I made, like 2017, was just like not good. But you know, I'd recommend that one first.
Getting back to my other question is, the more I watch your videos, I kind of get more respect for you. I kind of think of you in the same light as Barry Jenkins. And that's kind of a weird thing to say. Barry Jenkins and Harmony Korine-esque. I don't know, maybe it's because I've been going deeper into her filmography, but something I don't think you intentionally do is that you say your people in your videos are characters. You tend to mix characters in with, like, actual people. And I don't know, I just find there's something very endearing about that to your quality. There's a very kind of raw essence to your content, which I really, really like.
I really appreciate that. I don't know. It's just like the reason why I say that is because like they are characters. Like each one of them, people would say, "Oh, that's a character," and like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also like I think of it basically as like filmmaking, like every single time I go out to do video, it's almost like making my own little like short film in a way, like with like people and like shooting it and editing it and stuff like that. And that's pretty much how I think of it. And I think that's another contributing factor as to why I say that. But yeah, it's my passion. I love doing it more than anything.
Yeah, sweet.
Man, hope the best.
I had a question for you guys who watch my videos. Like, who would you say?
Go ahead.
Who would you say would be your favorite Alex Leyba character?
Oh Jesus, that's hard.
I'm gonna have to go with Dalton on this one.
Oh, Dalton.
Dalton's one of the funniest, or if not the funniest. It's just hard to decide. But I think my favorite in terms of which one I would want to hang out with the most, Paul Flores.
Paul. The fact that he was going on DVD is it's worth it.
He has like such interesting like thoughts on certain movies. Like when the first video that he was in, he just seemed like any other normal guy, and then now we've grown to love him and know him better.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like I didn't think too much of him when I first hung out with him either, but then I started hanging out with him more, and you really start to like,
Yeah, no offense, but you couldn't even remember his name for like the first 4 videos that you did with him.
Yeah, actually, like the first 2 videos was real, and then the third one when I was like, oh, okay.
You were just messing with them.
Yeah, and then like I had like a finale to that joke, and I showed all those flashes of me doing that, and it's like, my fucking name is Paul. That was intended to kind of close the book on the joke because it would have got too repetitive if I would have kept doing it. Like, but it was funny while it lasted, I thought, for the most part. Yeah. But yeah,
all good things must come to an end.
Yeah, you're right.
By the way, the guy that's like has the really nice mustache in your recent videos, I forget his name, but his channel. Yeah, Ben. I also really enjoy him as well.
Yeah, he's my best friend. But like, I don't know. The thing that kind of makes me upset is that like he's been in like so many of my videos, that get like 3,000 views or whatever. And then I always tell everyone, go subscribe to him, but nobody ever does. I'm like, how many subscribers did you gain? He's like, oh, I only gained like 2 from like this 5,000 viewed video. I'm like, what the? I don't know.
If it makes you feel any better, I'm subscribed to him.
Oh,
I just subscribed to him then. Just now.
The first video I ever saw with him was the Oscars video, like way back in the day.
Oh, you've been watching for that long?
Yeah, I got in your videos like a while ago, and they're just things that they're the types of like Blu-ray hunting videos I love watching. They're like not even just like, they're mostly like vlogs, and they're really fun vlogs because like they're the type of characters like have in your videos are the types of people who I have fun like being around. Like I have people like some of your characters in my real life who I enjoy like hanging out with, and so seeing those types of people in your videos is just something that I can like, I guess, kind of like connect with.
I understand.
Yeah, relate to.
Yeah, relate to. And I'm a huge movie guy, so all the movie talk in your videos like also really helps. So there's a lot to your videos that I really love as well.
Yeah, exactly. I've talked about this a lot on live streams, but like I feel like there's a large portion of people that just watch my Blu-ray hunting videos and like don't watch anything else. But like so many people like complain like, oh, there's hardly any like, you never buy anything, and you the movie aspect of it just gets pushed to the side, and it's just about your friends acting stupid. It's like I don't know. It just gets kind of annoying once you hear that so much.
Which is,
and for me, that's like that's what makes your channel special, is because your interesting personalities. If it was just like a boring guy just going and buying movies every week, it's just like who cares? But it's just like when you've got like a personality so fun and interesting as you and your other people, that's what actually makes it entertaining.
Yeah,
thank you. But like
there are thousands of videos of boring people on the internet buying movies.
Oh yeah,
they can just go watch them anyways.
Yeah, but I mean, like it's very mixed of what people think about my channel, because like there's some people who like just want the movie talk. They're like, listen, just enough with all the forced humor with all these people. It's not funny. We just want to hear your opinions on movies. But like I love that there's so many people who get it and like who are like really, into my stuff, and like that really means a lot. But like there's just so many people also, like I don't know the percentage, but I feel like there's a lot of people who just don't get it and like don't really understand the content.
If I can add some input to that real quick. What I can say is just like I think you should not listen to like those types of people who are just like, oh, just make your channel only about movies. I mean, I love movies. I love watching videos about movies, but I mean, like, they should be like more than one specific thing, and like the mix of movie talk and vlog style like adventure type videos, and with the mix of all the characters. And yeah, and you should probably just say to them, just like, if you want to watch just movie talk, just go subscribe to another channel. Why are you just specifically watching my channel?
Yeah.
That's what I do in that situation.
I mean, I think you're right. I think I should like take that approach.
Yeah.
And like every single time I do a video that's like vlog, like I don't put Blu-ray in the title, like just vlog, I always get unsubscribed. Like, oh, I guess he's just doing vlogs now. Like I just I don't know. But then every time I do a Blu-ray hunting video, I always gain subscribers. I don't know. It's like...
I love a lot of your vlog videos. Like one quick video that was uploaded kind of recently that I love is the redneck sledding.
Oh yeah. Oh, thanks.
I know it says do not attempt the title, but I mean, I kind of do want to attempt it because I'm just curious.
Another one similar to that, Dalton's friend Cord was driving, and me and Dalton were in the back of his pickup truck driving on the highway yesterday, and I filmed it from 2 different angles. And, like, I'm thinking of having it be its own video, but I don't know. I think I might just put parts of it in some other video. But
and also, real quick, since we were talking about characters, there's this one who I brought up in a live stream. There's this one who I don't know if he'll ever come back, but I just want to bring up how much I love him. He was only in one video. Doug.
Oh,
Doug. The drunk guy.
Yeah. I haven't talked to him ever since then, and last I heard he was living in Michigan. I don't know. I mean, I'll try to look into it and get it back.
Dude, that guy was so fucking funny.
I agree. Like, he was actually, like, freaking drunk.
Like, he tried to pull out a knife and it just fell on the ground.
Yeah. I also I really liked the video that you did with one of your teachers.
Yeah, Mr. Kinsey.
Oh, yeah. If only I was that lucky. I'm sure most of my teachers probably hated me, so they probably wouldn't want to go Blu-ray hunting with me.
Yeah,
that was good because I'll say because I is that like a regular thing there in America? Because like even if when I finished school, if I asked a teacher, to be on my channel, I think they'd find it a bit weird. But is that more easy to say over there or something?
I don't know. It just depends how you say it. You have to have a charisma. For me, like, I have one of my teacher's Snapchats.
Yeah, I have him on my teacher on Snapchat too. I don't know. It's just the kind of thing that happened. And then I asked my other 2 teachers back in 2016 for Suicide Squad, and I did one with my other 2 teachers. But people ask me when Mr. Kinsey is coming back, like, he'll come back, like, he said he'll do one in the fall, and, like, we're going to do recreate, he said, like, oh, I got an idea, we'll recreate the scene from the end of The Force Awakens. Instead of you handing me a lifesaver, it'll be a water bottle, like, from the roof.
Nice.
And then you'll make Cord fall for the water bottle trick again.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll somehow be less divisive than The Last Jedi.
Dude, I want to try out the water bottle trick on one of my friends, but I'm waiting for the right time.
Yeah.
So, Alex, I also have another question for you. With your channel and stuff, would you say you have many influences, be it, YouTubers, filmmakers, or, family members? Do you have many big influences?
Yes. My biggest influence in regards to YouTubers, like the Flick Pick. He was the first YouTuber I ever found, and, like, I found his Blu-ray hunting videos. And it was when, like, I didn't really understand the concept of, like, YouTubers uploading regularly and stuff. It's back when, like, 2012. And, like, I became so inspired to, like, want to build a collection and go out and Blu-ray hunt. And so he's my main inspiration behind those. And then, of course, I found Cool Duder and stuff, and then the rest of them. And then, like...
and I think physically you have a lot in common with the Flick Pick.
Yeah, basically. Which, like... hopefully Blu-ray hunting with me and John will happen eventually, because he does watch my videos.
I've seen that, yeah. In fact, I do remember one time where you were live on Instagram and he joined for like 1 second, so it would say like John Flickin' Show joined, but then he left quickly.
I mean, he does look at all my Snapchat stories that I put up, which is kind of funny.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like, I don't think he understands like how much he means to me, like, because, like, if it wasn't for him, like, I don't know where my life would be. And like I tried asking him, like, dude, could we please do one? And like, I don't know, like, hopefully it will happen eventually. But like, there's that, and then Krimes. I know you know about this guy. in terms of filmmaking, the style of filmmaking from a certain director that inspired me in regards to the way I do my videos is Matt Johnson, who directed The Dirties, Operation Avalanche.
Oh yeah, I love big fan of Matt Johnson and Jamie Carroll. Love their work.
And like just
Nevada the Band, the show is one of the funniest and best shows on TV.
Exactly.
Forever.
I agree. It is so well done, so clever. And like that, it's that made me like, just like that style and like his style and like, especially like Nirvana the band too, like that made me like just like inspired to like, want to do more of it, that sort of thing. So yeah, so like, that's my film inspiration.
Matt Johnson, the only person to make a movie about a school shooting inspirational.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Except like it's, like the first time I saw it, I wasn't expecting like the whole thing to be a school shooting movie. I didn't get it the first time I saw it, but it's a fantastic movie, and I'm glad I got one of the Blu-rays.
Oh yeah, I'm very jealous of that. I want that Blu-ray so bad.
I don't even know if there's like another like Blu-ray release besides that.
There's a Blu-ray, but there's no special features on it.
I never really care about special features anyway. So
yeah, stuff like that doesn't bother me. If it's in high quality and and it's the content on the disc isn't crap, it doesn't bother me that much.
Yeah.
Jamie Carroll and Matt Johnson are amazing.
Yeah, Matt Johnson needs social media. He doesn't have any social media. It's unfortunate, but watch all of his work, please. Nirvana Band, the show, The Dirties, and Operation Avalanche. Operation Avalanche is good, had a lot of awesome filmmaking techniques, but overall as a movie, it was definitely like the worst out of his work, but still decent.
I still remember the Operation Avalanche video you did with Eric.
Yeah, that was
back in the day.
Yeah, that was the one to where I had Sean at the end, like to reveal that we were going to be hanging out. Everyone was like, "Oh!" I still really like that one because it was just like me and Eric, and like you like I got to focus more on him because like one before was more about Cyrus.
I want to mention real quick that at the end of that video, Eric like threw the movie over a deck. And like lay on the ground or something. If someone did that to one of my Blu-rays, or especially one of my if it was one of the cases, I'd be fine with it because it'd be fine. But if it happened like one of my slip covers and it was damaged, I'd be
actually
pissed.
like the thing about that was that like I got the last movie for some reason. Apparently, everyone wanted to see Operation Avalanche, but like,
good.
But, like the slipcover was damaged to begin with, and so like I think that maybe made him think like, oh, so like he wouldn't be too mad if I threw it off. Of course, I got more damaged after he did that, but whatever.
I'm sure that's not the worst damage Eric did to one of your Blu-rays because of the in one of your updates where he like fucking threw your Blu-ray a Zodiac.
Yeah, it cracked in half, and like I can't watch the special features disc now.
Thanks,
I want
Eric.
to say, Alex, my favorite ending to any one of your videos. I can't remember which one it was specifically, but it was the end. You ended the video with you walking into a cafe or something, playing the Unbreakable theme, and that's when you revealed that you were going to be doing a collaboration with Wasting Money One.
Yeah,
I really liked that, by the way.
I think that was in the Uncle John and Mason video. Let me check. I'm on my computer right now.
That wasn't that one. Guys, Alex Leyba. That was not the one. It was with this other girl who I used to like talk to, but like we had a lot of like problems, and I
know what you're talking about.
I took the video down, and so yeah, but I love that edit that I did though, because like I mean I technically did the split ending 2 times. I did it in the Operation Avalanche one and then that one, but like I really love how that came together.
Yeah. I really liked that as well. Good stuff. I'm really I have a question. Are you looking forward to next year's Glass?
Oh, 100%, dude. I actually can't wait for that. I mean, I was kind of late to the Unbreakable game. I mean, we're not gonna like. I wouldn't want to ruin it for anybody.
I haven't seen it yet.
You know, like I watched more of Shyamalan's films before Split, and like that one, like really made me. Like, I didn't really know what Unbreakable was too much, but then I watched it, and I'm like, oh, this is actually a great movie, and Split, and, you know,
Unbreakable is one of my favorite films. It has, like, such good music.
Back when Bruce Willis gave a shit.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing is, I'm worried about Glass, because I'm so hoping that Glass will be good, because it's like, it's a really good movie, and I like Split a lot, but that was, like, a script that was written back in, like, the 2000s, back when he did know how to make a good script, or at least, like, you know,
okay, so, like, the script, it was actually a script, and like, it wasn't, like, an idea, like he said, like, the whole script was actually written then?
For Glass.
So for Glass, he's writing it now.
Yeah. For Glass, it's like he's writing. He's mostly written and shot most of it now.
Okay.
And
Did he write The Happening?
Split.
He's actually editing Glass now. Like he's in the editing.
Yeah. But he wrote. The thing is, when he wrote Split, that was back in like early 2000s. So I'm like, hopefully that he's now, because of he's obviously his most recent films have actually been decent. I actually thought The Visit was okay. Definitely has problems. I like The Visit. Nothing amazing, but I thought it was an okay film. And I really, really dug Split, mostly because James McAvoy is like amazing.
Oh my god, he's so good in that movie.
Yeah,
I think almost everybody dug Split.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think too many people didn't really like it. I thought it was
Yeah.
I like Split.
People don't seem to really remember it now.
I loved Split so much. I parodied the ending 3 times.
It's a good movie. I mean, it has problems for sure.
I just want to say, I think M. Night Shyamalan, say what you want about him, but I found him to be one of the most fascinating directors, in my opinion, just because I love seeing how, like, he starts on such a high note with, like, The Sixth Sense, and then makes Unbreakable and Signs, which I both really like. And then he goes on to make the not very good Village, which definitely has some good qualities to it, but isn't a good film. But, had he picked up from... I'm not a fan of the ending to that film, but, it's like the Village isn't like terrible or anything. It's just not that very good. Had his career been the same from there on, nobody would have even thought of it. In fact, I'm sure maybe even more people would possibly enjoy it. I don't know. And then he goes on to make The Lady in the Water, which is just bizarre. And then he makes The Happening.
What? No.
Well, somebody give me a goddamn second. I'm not gonna.
I don't want your help. Duh. Hey, I just want to have a nice, friendly conversation.
I've actually never. I've actually never seen.
You've never seen The Happening?
No.
It's pretty amazing.
I haven't seen it all the way through. I cannot wait.
I own it on Blu-ray. I own it on Blu-ray. It's an amazing movie. I love The Happening.
If there was any way I could drive my fat ass down to Where You Live, Leyba, and then we could just watch The Happening on repeat.
It's an amazing movie. And then he made The Last Airbender, which is like I've never fully sat through it, but even like when I was like I don't know, 9 or 10, like pretty much the age demographic for that. Even then I thought it looked awful. Someone who actually liked the series. Then it got like less than 10% on Rotten Tomatoes, and everybody thought his career was practically over by then. Even further than when he made After Earth, which is just
I'm not a coward.
That's not nearly as good as Jaden Smith's laugh in the interview.
I actually hate Jaden Smith. He is the weirdest person.
Yeah.
Like,
That's an unpopular opinion.
Have you seen his Twitter account?
Oh, it's awful.
I think everyone has.
Do you want to have a little read of some of his classic tweets?
Oh, Jesus Christ, yes.
Blue. If babies could talk, we'd have a more intelligent society. Like, what the fuck?
If newborn babies could speak, they would be the most intelligent beings on Earth.
I'll give him this. He was all right in the Karate Kid remake.
Speaking of that, I know this is kind of random, but for the first time watches, I did watch Cobra Kai. Have any of you guys seen that?
Not yet.
Nah.
But a kid in school literally yelled about it.
I mean, the script is good, but like the directing is kind of standard, and some of the acting is kind of but overall, it's good if you like the Karate Kid. And the first episode was great, and like it's a good series, but I'd only recommend it if you like are a massive Karate Kid fan.
I mean, I like the original movie, but that's about it. I didn't really see anything else in the series. Mr. Miyagi is great, though. I love Mr. Miyagi. Do you have any other... Hey, Alex, I got a question for you. Are there many upcoming films that you're really looking forward to, aside from, like, really, really big, obvious ones? Like, anything under the ground, like, slightly underground?
Not really. I mean, like, I haven't really, really just Halloween, to be honest with you. That trailer was fantastic, though, I thought.
Now we can get a glimpse of so many big movies that are coming out, and we can decide whether or not, how much we're looking forward to them.
Okay, starting off, Cool Cat Stranger Danger Alert. It's directed by Derek Savage.
What?
You don't know? You know there's going to be another Cool Cat movie, right?
I literally hate Derek Savage.
You know what Cool Cat is, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Believe me, I know what Cool Cat is. I follow my
the big bully.
Willie.
I'll trip this and he's fall flat on his face.
That cake kicks sand and cool cat face.
I'm sure as hell not doing a review for it, including footage, because Derek Savage will try to get my whole damn channel deleted.
And also, like, everyone said all there is to say about that movie at this point.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
I wish they were gonna get Mumkey Jones in it, but then Derek Savage is a cuck, so no.
And now they still have Vivica A. Fox, the girl from Kill Bill, and Eric Estrada, the guy from the original Chips show, which that's probably a better career choice than his cameo in the 2017 Chips movie.
Yeah.
Have any of you guys seen that?
Yeah. Oh, I've seen.
Jesus.
Have you? Chips is. Ooh.
It's a meme with a group I'm in, and it's.
I just want a quick side question. Alex, are you a fan of Ralph the Movie Maker?
I actually started watching his videos recently due to Sardonicast. I'm sure you guys listen to that.
Oh yeah,
I love Sardonicast. I am actually watching the movies that they talk about every week.
Oh really?
So that's cool.
Yeah.
He's finally watched Mommy.
Finally watched Mommy.
Dude, I watched Mommy like a year and a half ago, so I'm cool.
Okay.
No, I watched it when it first came out, so I'm a hipster.
Oh my god.
Ha!
Hipster doofus.
Alex, as you were saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like,
you were saying.
I mean, I started watching him recently, and he's pretty good. Like, I really like him actually. I like him better than I Hate Everything.
Really?
Oh. Actually, I mean, I like I Hate Everything better in terms of editing, points he brings up, and just like all that. I don't know how to explain it. Just like I enjoy like his style of still being extremely critical, but he's not necessarily like a nitpicker like YMS or even Ralph the Movie Maker to a certain extent. I like his Search for the Worst series quite a bit, especially the Fred movie trilogy where he collaborated with Ralph the Movie Maker. Yeah,
I enjoy all their channels for separate reasons, but I really the thing is the day when they actually announced that they were doing the Sardonicast, because they literally are my three favorite channels and they're collaborating for a podcast. Like my brain couldn't handle it.
I mean, it was probably inevitable because they've collaborated quite a bit in the past.
Yeah, but I didn't expect all three of them to be doing podcasts. Plus, they got like Anthony Fantano on for an episode and Chris Stockman on one. Yeah. Anthony Fantano's great too. I love Anthony.
Yeah. Yeah. They did get Stuckman on for an episode recently. That was.
Oh really?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that. Nice.
Episode of Mommy on Mommy.
I haven't watched any of their recent ones, but I watched their first few recent podcasts.
Yeah, I really like. Yeah, they're fantastic, but I love the Cloverfield Paradox one. They nailed that thing. Like,
yeah.
Oh wait, Alex, have you seen Cloverfield Paradox? Because I know you're a huge Cloverfield fan like me.
I mean, I'm not the biggest Cloverfield fan, but I really liked the first one, and I adored 10 Cloverfield Lane. I love that movie so much, like more than most people do.
Same. I wasn't big on the ending, but I love the movie.
I love the ending.
I like the ending. I don't mind the. Okay, well, I wouldn't say I like it, but I don't mind it.
Wait,
I don't feel like it like destroyed the movie.
The ending on its own is fine, I guess. But the fact that they seem to try too hard to tie into the original Cloverfield just kind of felt like really forced. And it felt like a completely different movie from like the first two acts that we've been watching. Then all of a sudden it just turns into like a big Hollywood blockbuster movie. Which, if the entire movie was like that, I'd be like, whatever. But I don't know.
Yeah.
It just felt like really tacked on.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. And like when I first saw it, like I didn't really know what to think of it. But like rewatching it, I've come to really like it. But like, yeah. I do really like it, but I can understand why. Like, I haven't found a single person who likes the ending to that movie, that I know. But yeah. But, like,
I wish I could be one of them. Because, I mean...
But, like, it just pisses me off so much that J.J. Abrams, like, clearly does not give a shit. Because, like, it's so obvious in the Cloverfield Paradox.
Yeah.
That it had nothing to do with Cloverfield. It's so ridiculously obvious.
Oh, wait, also, the thing about Cloverfield Paradox, a way to describe it that I haven't even realized yet, it's just that, imagine the ending of 10 Cloverfield Lane as an entire movie. I mean, you pretty much have... Oh, just, like, even then, the ending of 10 Cloverfield Lane on its own is fine at least, but if you like made it even worse and made it like an hour and a half, then you have the Cloverfield Paradox.
Yeah, I really hate the Cloverfield Paradox. I actually watched it again. Like I watched it once. I said I don't know. Like,
oh, you poor thing.
I didn't like it, but then I listened to a bunch of reviews for it, and then I watched it again. I'm like, yeah, this really is a terrible movie.
I mean, if someone likes it, that's perfectly fine. It's just that
they just have bad taste, and that's okay.
Oh man! But to say that it's not even remotely what I would expect from this Cloverfield series, because at least the ending of 10 Cloverfield Lane at least was competently put together. Like the effects and the monster were good. The cinematography is still great.
Yeah.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead's still great in it. But in the Cloverfield Paradox, it just feels like a made-for-TV movie that somehow got released to Netflix.
Yeah, there's so many just terrible aspects to it, they literally had to force it into the universe, and it doesn't even make that much sense. You pretty much it solidified the fact that he does not give a fuck, because okay,
exactly,
it's all alternate universe. That's all it is. Every single Cloverfield movie to come out after this it's just going to be a separate universe with aliens, and we know exactly what the outcome is going to be because of this movie. This movie could have been so much better if they actually would have cared about it, but no, they just wanted to make money. I think I just blame J.J. Abrams, because I think everything wrong with this movie was because of him. If someone else would have tried to put it together as a Cloverfield movie, it would have turned out so much better. But I don't know. Doesn't J.J. Abrams have enough money in freaking Force Awakens?
Yeah, exactly.
What the fuck?
I like Force Awakens actually. I hear a lot of people it's a copy of New Hope.
I love the Force Awakens.
I like Force Awakens. It kind of is, but the Force Awakens is really good.
Yeah,
I feel like for me at least, the Force Awakens is the best.
So I guess it's one of the best remakes of all time, right up there with I can't think of many great remakes off the top of my head other than the 2005 King Kong, which hot take I really like.
I love that movie. That's one of my favorite. Honestly, one of my favorite movies the past 20 years, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a perfect movie, obviously. It's just I really like it. And the 3-hour runtime flies by fast for me, so that's not a complaint for me. And also, one thing about it is that actually this ties into you. It's just I agree 100% with your statement defending the movie, where it's that first hour without Khan or the island is there for character development, and I think that actually kind of helps.
Exactly. So you care about the characters and they're in peril. I mean, and one time John Flickster was like, "Oh yeah, I just wish it would have started with them on the island. I don't need an extra hour and a half of them, or excuse me, an extra half hour." That was terrible.
It's just the thing is that they completely changed that in Con Squad. I mean, I kind of like Con Squad as a guilty pleasure, but at the same time, it also felt like it just did everything the original. I mean, not the original, but the remake from 2005. Everything that I liked that movie doing, and it did it worse. All the characters, which there are a lot in Skull Island, are introduced in the first 10 minutes, and there's no introduction really to all of them.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we seem to have lost contact with our team here. Looks like we'll have to end the episode here. Until then, thanks for listening, and be sure to tune in next time for the Ticket Booth Podcast.